devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand on the trigger. The devil in a red dress. Call 911, I'm a killer. You know I hate to confess. Bang, bang, got my hand. Call
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy. Yo, it's DLD. Let's go ahead and get it started. First off, I just want to say that we have a very exciting stream tonight. Now, last night we did a members only live stream, and I wanted to do another. This is the second time we've done it. Let me crank this desk up a little bit. Yeet, yeet, yeet. So this is the second time that we've done it, a members only live stream where I want to give something else to the channel members other than just giving them like first when I see a channel member comment pop up, their names are in huge bold bright green. I see them first, I see them quickly, and we kind of give them like first in the comments. I also go through and greet every single person by name at the beginning of the stream and all that. And but I wanted to do something a little bit more. We did 2 members only live streams. Last night was your boy and Marine Gun Builder. Now we had Marine Gun Builder on for like 2.5 hours. It was awesome. It was a great stream, and what we called it was politics and sticks. So politics and sticks, right? For those of you out there that don't know, sticks is a term for like a street term for firearms. So politics and sticks. So that's what we're doing tonight. We are going to do a version of politics and sticks with your boy Sabr Prince 2A. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Let's first greet all of our channel members. For everyone out there that's here for the first time, if you don't know, the way that we do things is at the beginning of the stream, we take the first 10 minutes to greet everyone, just to say what's up, to greet all the channel members, and appreciate all you, channel members. And I appreciate you guys coming in. So first in chat tonight was dang old Matt, my guy. Congratulations on being first. Give me a fist bump here. Come on. There we go. Dang on, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Thank you. Not only was he first in chat, but I've been seeing him now. He's been taking the lead, stealing the lead every time. Now to greet all the channel members, we got Johnny Propane in the building. What's up, Johnny Propane? Of course, Johnny Propane is a channel member. We got Drew in the building. What's up, Drew? Great to see you. Also a channel member. Johnny Ba. Okay, Johnny Propane and Johnny Ba. Okay, all right. Just want to make sure I didn't greet the same person twice. We got 80XR920, which I appreciate that info about the XR920 because I'm trying to see. I think I got mine figured out. It was the rear right rail that either had a burr or it had like a bubble in it, and it's super rough. It is literally cutting the inside of the slide now, which is weird. But I don't want to change anything. I don't want to clean it, maintain it. I'm literally just going to run it to failure. So I'm just going to keep running it. So, by the way, shout out to Key ASC, my guy, for my super dope OTF bottle opener. So let's do this. Here's some ASMR for you. Why don't you go ahead and get ready for this, ladies? That sounded like a terrible queep. There you go. Boom. All right, so let's go ahead and finish greeting all of our peeps. So we got 80XR920, your boy. We got Johnny Ba in the building. Drew, Fire Rodder. What's up, Fire Rodder? Great to see you also with channel member. We got Blue Curtain Burner up in here. What's up, fam? Also with channel member. Fluffy Bunny, my guy, also a channel member. I appreciate you. We got Not My Name as well. What's up, brother? I appreciate you coming in and hanging out as well. Also a channel member. Let's see. Benchies Go Boom in the house. Okay, Benchies Go Boom is one of the best developers that you may not have heard of yet, and one of the most underrated developers. But just wait. Once he develops that thing, whatever that next thing is, everyone will know Benchies Go Boom. Trust me. Okay, so we got Benchies Go Boom up in here. Hey, Evan Budzinski, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I appreciate you coming in and joining us as well. We got Silverback Tactical and Defense. What's up, brother? Appreciate you coming in. Let's see, Johnny Ba, ADX, Agorizer, bro. Great to see you. Appreciate you coming in as well. I really dislike that these emojis don't show up on the computer, but on a phone they do. On a phone they do. Let's see, Johnny Ba, Evan. Hey, Gort. Great to see you, Gort. Also a channel member. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see, Benchies, Mike McClune, the Goon. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Also a channel member. Taco salad was on the dinner menu this evening here at work via Chef Mike's kitchen. I love it. I love it. Let's see, Mike McClune, Johnny Ba, Joe Morris in the building. What's up, Joe Morris? Also a channel member. I appreciate you. Appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, excuse me, got the hiccups. Let's see, Gord, Evan Budzinski, Blue Curtain Burner, T for Tejas. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Let me know if those things shipped that you purchased. I've had some interesting, some people sharing different things about stuff shipping when and all that, and some people are getting their purchases returned and are not getting items shipped. So let me know about that. That is unfortunate. Live Life. What's up, brother? Live Life. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. CNT Designs and Arms. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. Shauna member. Great to see you. I appreciate you and your boy, Jason. Let's see. Tiver Tejas, Fluffy Bunny, Tiver Tejas, Carbon Q. What's up, Carbon Q? Appreciate you coming in, especially those of y'all that may still be with the turkeys, but you come in to say what's up, and then when the tactical turkeys show stops, then you come over here. I appreciate you all, for real. It means a lot. The tactical turkeys and myself have worked tirelessly at not stepping on each other's toes. And if you guys remember, I used to go live at 9:30 p.m. Eastern every time. But because I wanted to respect their show and give them more time with, we have so much cross viewership, I said, you know what? I'll push mine out to 10 o'clock. And then they started going live at like 8:30. So we try to respect each other's time windows. Let's see, Evan, Joe Morris, Shauna member, Mike McClune. Too many choices. What's up, TMC? Great to see you. Yes, we got John Rice. And John Rice, man, I told the members last night what was going on with him, but we're going to talk about something that unfortunately happened with John Rice. Man, yeah, I know we want to help every single person, but what happened with him is unfortunate. It's out of his control, and want to help as many people as we can that need it. So we'll get back to it. But John Rice, also a channel member, I appreciate you, my guy. Thank you for being here, and we'll chat a little bit later. Let's see. So Z, what's up, Z? Appreciate you coming in and hanging out as well. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. Brothers, allegedly. Yeah. Joe Morris. Let's see. Shana Gort. Z. Johnny Ba. Let's see. Shana Agarizer. Johnny Ba. TMC. Carbon Q. We got Z. Agarizer. Senor Bob. What's up, Senor Bob? Great to see you. Too many choices. Zanti Misfits. There he is. What's up, Zanti? Good to see you. Another channel member. And now some people had asked, like, well, Dark, after your channel members only stream is over, won't you open that up and allow like everyone to see it? And no, we're not going to do that because it's just, and I'm not trying to like just drive people to become channel members. I'm just trying to give something to the channel members to give them a little bit more, keep it up so they can view it. And that's it. Because if every single person, if they could just come in and watch it the next day, then it wouldn't really be like anything big or special for the channel members, So I want to do it for them. Lightning Scott, what's up, brother? Mr. Lightning McQueen himself. Appreciate you coming in as well. Channel member. Let's see, Zanti Misfit, TMC. Hey, Tech Money. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Let's see, Dark Salute, fam. Once again, yes, I was just on the Tactical Turkey stream a little bit ago. Let's see, we got testing 1, 2, 3. What's up, brother? Also a channel member. Let's see, Agarizer, Safety Haba. Actually, you guys may not know this, but Safety Haba is going to be on the show this Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you come check it out. It's going to be a blast. Let's see, Agarizer, Johnny Ba, Tech Money, Z, Tech Money, testing 1, 2, 3, Bob, John Rice. Let me see. See, Evan Batinsky, Carbon Q, Agarizer. Let's see. And the shot shows celebs. I did, but it was all in good fun. Barton Fink, what's up, brother? Also a channel member. You tell us to be right with God, and you do us a favor and bring us gun Jesus. Yeah, I had gun Jesus on before. Well, it depends who's gun Jesus to you, because there are actually different folks believe that. Well, whatever. Anyway, yes, we can do that too. Let's see, Carbon Q. Let's see, Johnny Ba. There he is, Prepper Book Club. What's up, fam? Good to see you. Also a channel member. I appreciate you. Carbon Q, Z, Bob. Let's see, I'm just going through here. Bear with me for one moment. Hey, TMFA Hall. What's up? Let me know. Did your package come in? Let me know. It's on the way if you didn't get it yet. Let's see, Shana member. Z, John Bryce, Johnny Ba. Lightning McQueen. Let's see. And they're also, by the way, I just heard, good point. Okay, so Ian is Gun Jesus. Brandon is AK Jesus. Very, very, very good point. Two different kinds of Jesuses. Okay, so quit speaking blasphemy. No, man, so much good stuff. Okay, so a couple things. So first off, all the honorable mentions. We got Chris Bullis, Detective John Kimball, P38 Wilberto, Playboy SFV. Let's see, we got Steve to the Gunderdome. Let's see. Playboy, your boy might have gotten a direct Delta -2. Yeah, I'm just saying. Don't tell anyone. P38 Wilberto, Steve Whoop, Kimball. We got Toy Town Man. Great to see you, man. We actually got to chat a week or so ago. It was good. It was good. Actually, he through others, it was divine intervention that we got to have a conversation. Let's see, Vanessa Kitty, great to see you, Vanessa Kitty, VK in the building. I always say in the building, but technically we're not in a building together. Hey, and I missed you. My bad. Mark Tucka, Maka, great to see you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out as well. We got Damien, our brother in Christ. Get it? Because he did, because his name. And let's see, Safety Haba. We got Safety Haba and all you guys. But before we, hey, Slide Bite, great to see you. Okay, strap check. Okay, this is important. And then I'm going to bring on our guest. Okay, so first off, I want to let you guys know something. Okay, so strap check is something that we do when if anybody at any point ever yells out strap check, that means prove to all of us that you are strapped and you have a loaded thing on you right now. And typically it's something that like everyone should be able to get to their gun in sub 2 seconds, draw to first shot. Okay. Now, if you're at sub 1.5 seconds, dope. If you're at sub 1.25, dope. If you're at a sub second, you're lethal Luke in that ish at that point. So, good for you. But I'm an advocate of training, right? Training, development, growth. So do your thing. But a strap check is basically prove to everyone around that you're strapped. Now, very recently, I made a difficult decision. Okay. So I am indeed carrying my 43X right here. Okay. I got my 43X right here. We can't show them things on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? However, I used to carry an extra mag on the left side here. Now, if you're talking about another, 15 round mag or 20 round mag, that could get a little heavy. So instead of carrying an extra mag, I took the extra mag out of my carry rotation and I put a 5-shot J-frame on my left-hand side. So now there's a 5-shot J-frame where typically my extra magazine is. So if I need to draw from my left-hand side, then you know what? I would rather do that than look. You can have a sub 2 second reload with like a 2 to 2.25, 2.5 second, returning fire in 2 to 2.25, 2.5 seconds, or you can have I'm at like 1.25 draw to first shot. So I'd rather just draw another handgun. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Yes, this is the special Lazy Roofer hoodie, and we'll talk more about that. PWEDC always in arm's reach. Yes, absolutely. DLD drooling jealous of the direct delta too. Yeah, it's dope. Both sides are half serrated, so it looks like this like super mean dagger that's actually really really useful and effective. But I had to. Anyway, so my apologies. I've left our guest sitting back here this whole time, but if you guys have done your work running around the internet, it's likely that you've seen this incredible person. This person has been jumping in balls first to the 2A, everything from 80s in the early days to 3D printing to just helping with ideas and developers and discussing having great interviews on his channel. But also you may know that he was featured on some of the dopest merch out there, which are the McNay the Gathering. Or no, this is who is it? Yeah, McNay the Gathering. It's the McNay actual whatchamacallit. But it's your boy Mexican Jesus Sabr 2A Prince.
Doc,
What's up, brother? How's it going?
I'm good, bro. How you guys doing? Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, man, it's great to have you on. It's been a long time since I had you on, right? I'm just kidding. It's only been like a few weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Dark, do you shoot the J-frame like a 1980s detective in Miami? No, I shoot it
Yeah, he does.
Like a 2024 kid from the hood. I'm just like this.
He was posing with it backstage and he was going, freeze!
Freeze!
with the legs open.
Yes, with the full horse stance, like that's how you got to do it, right? Like you're straddling a bull, like you're about to do a bull riding contest, right?
For real.
Yeah. And okay. So I showed Sabr backstage, but I got to show you guys too. If you're gonna rock a 38 or any kind of wheel gun, you can't just rock extra magazines, and you certainly can't be running around like a savage with loose ammo. So I got the speed strips because these are king. These speed strips are awesome. And there's a little bit of a trick where when you're reloading your wheel gun, you load them 2 at a time, break them off, 2 at a time, break them off. But with a 5-shot, you just have 1 left over. So I got 2 speed strips, and the last little last ditch effort is the last 5, and one of those maybe for me, just in case the situation gets way too bad. But
Hey,
if I'm
Dark,
rocking a gun belt, I'll just throw this
allegedly,
on my belt.
tell them what I'm carrying. Allegedly, what type of rounds?
We need to set up a GoFundMe for Sabr to get some jacket points, because my man was talking about somebody out there allegedly carrying some drywall penetrators, the FMJs.
Hey, if it doesn't go through walls, we don't want them, bro. You gotta shoot through 2 people at least.
You're right.
You know,
You're right.
2 for the price
Sometimes
of 1. With the price of ammo being so high in California,
that's
we need
true.
to make sure we're gonna get a 2-for-1 special.
That's true. That's true. 2 for 1 is a great discount as well. So you just gotta do what you do, you know. But I mean, you would never like break any laws or rules or anything
No,
like
no.
that. So we're not talking
It's
about actually. It's all.
this is all satire. We're just joking, you know. We're
It's yeah.
comedians.
It's comedy. Yeah. Yeah. Doo-doo. We'll just get some of those. Yes, 357 Sig too. That's a good, or 357 Magnum. Honestly, bro, I would really love to swap out this 642-2 to a 340 PD, which is the same thing, but in all black with a titanium cylinder in 357 Magnum. That's what we call the noisy cricket right there. Not my name said, yeah, that's just science and math.
Hey, did you see Morning Stars coming?
Hey, Morningstar, good to see you, bro. He said,
No,
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 not
no,
in
the one on top.
Minecraft. Hold on. You should be able to hit the invader and your neighbor's invader in one shot. That's that works. That math checks out. Gabber, good to see you too, bro. All right, so for the people, all right, and John Rice, do come back and hang out, because we're going to talk about what happened with you, John Rice. We're 2 Coonans. Dang, those are 2 semi-auto 357 Magnums, bro. Vanessa Kitty does not play. She's like, meow. That's imagine just being out like at the grocery store and being like, oh my God, somebody's robbing the joint. And she's like, and she's got 2 Desert Eagle size semi-auto 357 Magnums, bro.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that's fire. And that's like her real life. Anyway, so for the people that don't know who you are, please let them know who you are, what you do, and where they can find you.
All right. Sabr.
Sabr.
Saber.
Saber.
What else do they call me? Sabr, Saber.
Juan Wick.
Juan Wick. Mexican ballistics, because I blew off my finger last time. And I got a cool story about that time I had an out of battery and I messed up my finger. What else?
Mexican ballistics, Mexican Jesus, Mexican gun Jesus,
aka Mr. Allegedly.
Mr. Allegedly. Dude, they got like, you know how there's like who was it? Bobby Digital. The dude's got like 30 nicknames.
The RZA.
Yeah, the RZA, the Jizza, the Genius, Bobby Digital. That's
me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm allegedly the allegedly of the allegedly.
Yeah, he's allegedly Mr. Allegedly. My favorite, though, hands down, Juan Wick. Yeah,
that one was sick.
Because it takes one to know one.
Yeah. Hey, so I shot myself, right? I had like this crazy out of battery with a fucking high point, bro. Out of all the guns.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened?
So fuck. I was like really bad on dope, right? Mm-hmm. And I was messing with a high point.
Now hold on. Pause a bit. Let me let me just preface this with this. For the people that are here that don't know, we, Sabr and myself, are both people in recovery. So when you
Yeah.
hear us reference certain things, we've both been clean, okay? But when you hear us reference certain things, we're talking about previous selves long time ago that we're completely different people now. We're all good law enjoyers and stuff. So I don't want people to be like, oh, these guys are promoting drug usage. Like, no.
Nah,
We
Cap, bro,
actually,
this was like last week.
oh
Nah.
my God. You're not supposed to say that. No, I'm kidding. No. So both of us are, hey, Flying Rich, good to see you. Also a channel member. My two favorite clean people, thank you. But it is, when we're talking about stuff like this, we're talking about people we actually both disdain drug usage. It's just these are people that we once were. So my bad. Go ahead,
Did you see Steve Whoop?
Steve Whoop?
That's exactly how it sounds, he said.
Yeah. Go bang.
But this was like a while back. I think it happened twice. It happened once with the, what's that little 3D, the Harlot. I had like out of battery with the Harlot, but everybody knows.
Do those ever not have out of batteries?
Yeah, like I think the first person testing it like blew up their finger or something, and
that's how they figured out if you put dimes on in the receiver that it's safe. If you deface government currency, it's that it's safe, right?
Hey, just add more federal charges on top of one.
Exactly.
So I had a high point, and I was messing with it, and I was out of it, bro. I was doing it. When you get into that mode where you're doing everything and you just get stuck and you start working on stuff and you don't check safety regulations.
Oh, so you weren't like nodding. You were like you had energy going.
Yeah. So I would get two types of like, if I would sit and enjoy it, I would not. But I like getting up and moving because I felt energized. So
yeah,
I'll get stuck. And I was cleaning and trying to fix it. And I had tested right to make sure it was ejecting right and everything. But I had one live round in there. And I thought,
forget it?
Yeah, I it was like at the end. I had a bunch of like snap caps, but that round was live, and I totally forgot. And all of a sudden, like, I'm messing with it, and I hit it like from the back, and all of a sudden
sorry, you say that again. You did what?
Yeah, I had it like this, right?
And you hit it from the back.
And I hit it from the back, like tap it. It's weird, but
you tapped it from the back.
Yeah, because it was a 3D printed high point,
Yeah, airsoft high point.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah.
So then all of a sudden I just hear it go off, bro. Like, right? I see smoke. I hear it go off.
So you just hit it in the battery and it went off?
Yeah. And they're known for like being iffy, like certain parts, especially the printed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all y'all with the strength to shake off the demon in Christ's name. Respect.
Facts. Because it's a demon, bro. It's a demon.
I appreciate the super chat, and 100%. This is, we may joke a lot and look back at like the times that we were using, but both of us being clean is the number one most important thing in our lives. And even though we do talk lightly about it and joke about it, if anyone out there is struggling and having issues, find help, find support, and and if you need to just talk, hit one of us up.
Yeah, facts.
We're
I always answer.
Yeah, we're not like professional, but like we can't. But sometimes you just need to talk, and we're happy to do that. And
yeah,
P38 Wilbur, thank you. And anyone else? We'll come back to it, but I want to bring something else. But go ahead.
So then it just went off, and I'm inside the house, bro. Like, my mom is in another room, my brother's in the other room, I'm in the living room. Like, luckily it was during 4th of July, so like I live in the ghetto, and
so
people
everyone
probably thought it was fireworks. So then I look around, right, like, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm looking for the exit hole, I'm like, where did the bullet go? Like that was my concern, like the exit hole. And I'm like looking around, and then all of a sudden, bro, my ears are ringing, and I turn around and I just see blood gushing, and I'm like, so I grab like this rag and wrap out my wrist to cut off the circulation from the blood, you know,
like a tourniquet.
Homemade tourniquet. Boom, 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 boom. Look at my hand, and I really can't see. So then I like leave the gun somewhere, you know. I hide it in case the cops allegedly come. You know?
Oh man, we should probably be cautious about how we say the story.
Yeah,
but this is.
I mean, this is fiction. This is fiction, bro. Like I'm a storyteller. This is what I do. You know.
Well, hold on. Isn't fiction? No, yeah, fiction is. Yeah, okay. Sorry. Go ahead. I had to think about that.
And you know, because this is an expert of the book that I'm writing, which is a fiction book with some truth in it. You know, characters might be changed to protect them and stuff like that.
Names of some characters may have been changed to protect their identities.
Yeah.
That is some NCIS shit right there.
That's where I got it from.
That's great.
So then I tell my brother, bro, like, hey, take me to the hospital, you know? And my brother's all like, you know, my brother's a nerd, bro. He's all tripping out. And I'm like, take me to the ghettoest hospital because I already know how it goes, you know?
Yeah.
I might not know how it goes. Let me
the character in your book.
Yeah, because he's like a really hood guy. So he kind of knows these things, you know?
Yeah.
So I tell him, you know, in the book, remember this is a story, it's an excerpt of the book. He gets dropped off at an auto zone, you know, because he doesn't want to get dropped off in front because they're supposed to call for things like this. They're supposed to report it.
Cameras and all that stuff.
Yeah. So then,
but if it was a firework that blew up in your hand,
wait. So then we go. And, you know, I tell them and I let them know. And I think they think I'm messing around or something till I show them my hand and they see all the blood. So they get me in. Luckily, the doctor was a like Eastern European doctor. So he was hella chill, you know, like Russian, Ukraine, something like that. So I'm like, hey, it was a firework. It's 4th of July. The firework blew up in my hand. And he's like, okay. So he just checks it, bro, cleans it. And I told him, I don't know if like a piece of glass went in the wound, you know, and so he's all digging. No, everything's okay.
There's like literally gunpowder like stippling.
Yeah, the little, you know, the little things.
Yeah. Which could have happened with a firecracker as well, you know. So
then, all of a sudden, it starts healing, bro. But I end up getting a big bump over my finger, and every time I would touch it, it hurt it. So I thought probably when he sewed it up, it didn't heal right, or I ended up doing some nerve damage or something, right? Well, then, you know, fast forward, I end up, you know, doing what I had to do, getting clean, getting sober, and I start working construction. And I guess I keep hitting that part, you know, because I'm like smacking stuff with hammers or moving things around.
Yeah.
Well, I think like 2 months ago, the piece of the fragment of the bullet came out. Like it was in my finger for like 2 years, and then finally it came out by itself. Yeah.
Bro, so I've seen that happen. I've known some folks that have gotten shot. First off, I'm so glad that you're okay.
It was a fragment from the shell. So what happened was the shell blew up. Luckily, the bullet didn't have enough power to get pushed through the barrel, so it was stuck in the barrel because I guess
dang,
it just blew up. It didn't hit. I don't know what happened, but it just blew up.
So okay, so a couple things here. So this is not an accidental discharge. This is not a negligent discharge. This was a live round that was in a slide when you whacked it. And because with 3D printing and things like that, it's a lot of stuff. It's easy for things to be out of spec, especially with high points and things like that. And now, what can you show us the finger?
Oh, it's good now, bro. Like, I mean, you see?
Is there? Oh, I see a little bit of a raised area. It's probably
Yeah,
scar
right here.
tissue. Yep, yep.
But it was big, bro. It was like I have a video like where I actually the homie used some pliers at work and he took out the metal piece because I had to push it and the metal piece came out. So I think it was laying down and with the movement it moved up. And the homie
So
just used pliers at a construction job site too.
was it like really sore and it felt like a bruise when you pushed on it?
Yeah, and I thought it was an abscess too because I dealt with them, but I would
Yeah.
push and nothing would come out. After me working with it, finally probably the metal actually moving up, and now it's sharp and it's cutting into my skin. That's when it started becoming an abscess, and I would have to push out all the like the pus and stuff like that.
So there was some pus and stuff like that in there.
Yeah, like at the end, like 2-3 weeks before it came out. But allegedly, like we Mexicans have penicillin for some reason.
That's what I was gonna ask, if you've taken antibiotics after you took it out.
Like so be like in that transition period where I knew I had to go to the doctor, but I'm not insured. So I don't want to go pay for x-rays and all this shit,
Yeah.
Somebody I know might have or might not have gone to Tijuana and got in, we always have penicillin.
You know what? Okay, so for anyone out there, you got to cut it. The scar tissue covers the abscess, and it won't pop. Yeah, yeah. So a couple things. For anyone out there in the United States,
the pliers weren't clean, bro. They weren't. I mean, we're in a construction site, like it's in the desert. That shit wasn't clean, bro.
Definitely not clean. Out there, like dudes are literally like scratching their ass and then using their pliers and digging in burnt stuff, fried electrical stuff. There's no way they were clean. Absolutely not. But it's also how you keep a good immune system is by introducing disgusting bacteria into your body as often as possible.
Hey, I'm not doing no more lawns because last time I went with Rich and me and Rich had an agreement, bro. Rich would fly me out, and the last time he flew me out on Spirit. And I was like, nah, I can't do Spirit, Rich. Like, I'd rather take the chance and have you actually pick me up in your plane than fly Spirit.
And I heard they didn't even pay you last time you did both their lawns.
No, he you know what he wanted to pay me with? Flying advice.
Oh man, yeah.
He wanted to pay me with flying advice. I ain't taking that from Rich.
That's the last thing you want from Rich. But I mean, being real, Rich has crashed 2 planes and walked away from it. So he did something right.
Yeah.
Okay, so nice set of PWEDC pliers. Yes, yeah, ass pliers. Okay, so a couple things. So it wasn't an AD. It wasn't an accidental discharge. Oh my God. It wasn't a negligent discharge. It was a squib round that ended up detonating, and it was part of not the projectile, the casing that went in your dang. And where was your hand? It was
like shrapnel, bro.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I get. So did it look like brass or did it look like dark metal?
It was brass. It was sharp metal. It was from the casing. It was
from the casing. Wow. Yeah. So where was your hand, or where was the person's hand positioned on it when they did that thing?
So
allegedly.
So let's say it's here, right?
Yeah.
Right. And I was holding it with this hand like this. Look.
They were holding it with that.
Not you. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What are your pronouns?
Fictitious. Yeah. I'm making shit up. I'm a comedian. I lie. I steal. If you believe me, I don't know. Like you probably voted for Biden.
Hey.
No, so not strong hand. Strong hand.
Thank you, Crump, by the way. Oh wow. Okay. All right. So
I mean, no. Yeah.
Oh, so okay. So because, man, so it probably, when it blew, the barrel would tip up and it would just launch anything down, which would be exactly where that part of your finger would be supporting underneath of the trigger guard.
Yeah, and luckily it was those heavy ass slides from what's it called? From them Glock 40s. No, what are they?
Oh, the problem solvers, the high points.
Yeah, hey, because if it wasn't one of those heavy slides, if the probably slide would have blown up too.
What caliber was it?
9.
Dang. Hey, what's up, Dorian? Thanks for coming. Darian? Yeah, Darian. Thanks for coming on, hanging out. So because of your handy work, it busted a load. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
His handy made it bust. Maybe fired out of battery. It also could have fired out of battery. Yep. But the squib in the barrel definitely was what.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. At least you didn't end up with high point zinc. Yeah. I was wondering, 40 high point is indestructible. 45 ACP high point is indestructible. Those things are the size of Desert Eagles, dude. Those are huge.
Nah, but even like the 9s, bro, like they're slides, bro. Like you run out of bullets, you could just like beat somebody to death with that thing.
You know why?
Why?
Do you know?
Oh, because of the system.
Well, yes, because it's a fixed barrel, but even that, it's because it's aluminum. The guns are not magnetic. Like people talk all this stuff about Glocks being able to get through metal detectors, which is totally untrue.
Yeah.
Even the frame itself has the steel rails, integrated with the system and all that. But I mean, high points are all aluminum. Like they're whole lower and upper, and aside from their barrel, everything is all aluminum. Like I would be really curious to see, what if anyone out there is really well read on, whatchamacallit, like metal detectors and stuff. I'd be really curious to see if, a metal detector could pick up a high point if there was like no barrel in it or something like that.
Yeah, it was the B1 Run Bear. And then somebody said, yeah, Demo Ranch shot the slide on one of them and the thing still worked. I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that. He shot it with a 22, right? JC9, the Glock 7, the ceramic and plastic Glock. Oh, there's zinc. There's zinc. I thought they were aluminum. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess there's zinc slides.
Yeah. Well, so let's. Oh, you know what? I do need to bring up one thing. Okay, so I was gonna wait until the end. Yo hablo gato punta. I talk cat point. What? I talk cat point? What?
Detective John Kimball says que Sabr está grifo y apriete el gatillo. No, it wasn't. I did it because.
What is he saying? I don't even know what that. I'm not.
He said probably I pulled it, but it wasn't the trigger.
Oh, okay.
Nah. I mean, I'm Mexican, but my trigger safety's on point. You know what I mean?
Yes. You
Dark. Allegedly.
Allegedly. I mean, look, I've had a negligent discharge. I've told this story a couple times, but probably not. Anthony Smith, what's up, bro? Good to see you. I've told this story, probably not to everyone here in this room, but when I was younger, I was still living with my parents when I was 18. This is a little before I moved out, and they did not want me to have guns in the house. They were like, if you got guns, do what you do, but keep them in your car, keep them at a range. Now, of course, all of them are totally based and they all have guns now. But at the time, isn't that crazy how so many people have converted to being firearm friendly, like over the last few years? But the funny thing is,
hey, Johnny Trevor?
Who knows?
No, Juan Baldwin. Hey, we got a new AKA.
There you go. That's a good one. I've never had a negligent discharge. if you haven't had a negligent discharge, then you're doing something wrong. I'm just kidding. It means you're doing something right. This is when I was 18 and I was a silly kid. But they didn't know that I had like an AR, an AK, and Remington 870, all sorts of stuff. I was, starting my little collection early on, and I had a 20-inch AR that I built. I got a crazy stupid deal on a partially complete. Basically, it was an M16, like A2, A4 kind of setup, barrel assembly. So I had the barrel, gas block, gas tube, D-ring, like all that stuff on. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to build like a 20-inch upper, but make it like a little more modern. So I did that. I bought a lower, bought out a Magpul handguard, and I just did it like as cheap as possible. And I had a Spikes tactical lower, and I was having an issue where I had a magazine or two that were the polymer Magpul mags that just would not go in the mag well, right? All my other mags would work totally fine with it, but there was like one or two different PMags that I had that just would not go in it. And I only had a handful back then. Now I just wouldn't worry about it. I'd be like, oh, whatever, that one won't work in it, and just not worry about it. But I pulled the bolt back, locked it back, and I was sitting in my room upstairs, and I was trying to jam this magazine in there, and it got jammed in the mag well, but it wouldn't go all the way up. So, of course, trying to be as safe as possible, I locked the bolt back, and also to make it a little bit easier for the magazine to go up. So I'm sitting here holding this reflay, and I'm hitting him, smacking this bolt, the magazine in the lower, and it's not going in. And I guess I kind of lost focus. And during that time, safety was off. Okay. And my finger was in the trigger guard area. And I smack, and I finally smack it. It goes all the way up, and it tripped the bolt release. Bolt went home, and because my finger was in the trigger guard area, I just bumped the trigger just enough, and then I didn't even hear it. I just heard, my ears were like right away, right?
Yeah.
And smoke alarms going off, fucking like pure chaos. Okay, my parents probably thought that I like ate a shotgun at that point. Like, I could only imagine what they thought. This was a 62 grain green tip penetrator, so steel core, LAP round, whatever you want to call it. And it first hit a cable box. This was an all steel cable box. It hit the front, split it open, okay, and then exited through the rear. When it exited through the rear, it sheared into three pieces: 2 pieces of the jacket, 1 piece of the core, the steel core. Went through the wall behind it, went all the way through that wall, exited through that wall, went into the bathroom. It went through a like framed picture, went out of that picture into the wall, went through that wall, exited that wall, went into a desk in the next room, went through that. The jackets stopped in there, but the steel core kept going, hit the solid oak, like German oak bunk bed in there, bounced off of it and fell on the floor. So we're talking front of the cable box, out of the cable box. It was steel. Okay. This was not, it was sheet metal, right? But it was steel. Into the wall, through the wall, out the wall, into the frame picture, into the wall, through the wall, out the wall, into the desk, out of the desk. 2 pieces of the jacket stay in there. The steel core kept going, bounced off the bed, fell on the floor. And I had no idea what level of damage a steel core, 62 grain green tip could do. I never again, but I since that moment have been the safest person. My safety manipulation and my muzzle awareness is like on point. Like, you could ask anybody that I've trained with, they're like, yo, he solid, good to go. I'm just crazy careful.
It helps, bro. Like, once you have one mistake, like, especially mistakes like that, when you don't know what might happen, like, it takes you to a different level. Like now you understand why earlier when we were backstage, I told you what I do, you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of sucks that it had to get to that level, but I'm that type of person that I need to get burned once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times to learn my lesson, you know?
We're just very, very lucky that
Yeah.
we had accidents or incidents where no one else got hurt, right? A lot of other people are not that lucky, you know. Um,
Yeah.
Steve, okay, that's an excellent point. So the way that the 4 universal firearm rules are is that they are set up to where if you break one, no one dies. If you break more than one, that's when someone dies. And that's extremely important. Those 4 universal rules of firearm safety apply to every single person all the time, no matter how long someone's been shooting, no matter how long it doesn't matter. They apply to everyone always all the time. Doesn't matter, you know, if you're a pro, if you're a beginner, if you're it that's the beautiful thing about it. So anyway, so let's kind of get into some of the printing stuff. So what's some of the new like 3D 2A stuff that you've been looking at that's kind of like, okay, that's dope. I would love to do that, or what kind of stuff?
Bro, like just replacing my printer. I've been watching. I mean, what people need to understand in the 3D community is that settings matter. Like I have
Yeah,
an Ender, you know, V2. It's a workhorse, a workhorse. I hadn't used it in probably like 2 years, you know. I
yeah,
I took it out, cleaned it up, you know, and I printed some nice figures, you know.
yeah,
Um, in California we can't print guns anymore, so I mean I do like cookie cutter stuff like that, but like my settings are crispy to the point that whatever I print, it's gonna print nice.
yeah.
These new printers, they just print nice because of other all
The
the
technology.
upgrades. The
Yeah,
technology has advanced, and people are sharing settings more than before.
yeah,
Before, I feel like not everybody shared their settings with you because it was more like of a niche community.
yeah.
Now everybody's being more open with their settings, and it's just I need a new printer, to be honest.
I'll tell you, now just like you're saying, there are ways to get extremely far with an Ender 3 or an Ender 3 V2 or I mean you can
Yeah,
still do some incredible things as long as so think of it this way. When I got my bamboo, I set it up and within 15 minutes I was printing, right?
yeah. And
No
remember
question.
when you had the Ender, you were struggling, correct?
Dude, years. And this is the difference between having printing as a hobby and having learning how to fix a printer as a hobby. Like
Correct.
you learn every single possible thing about that machine. I have never replaced more thermistors in my life, and now I got more than my money's worth out of that machine. I mean,
Yeah,
but I've also put more rolls of filament through this bamboo in 6 months than I put through that machine
yeah.
in 3 years.
And like the work you showed me earlier that you're doing, it's amazing. Like for you, because I know for a while you were into it and then you kind of stopped down, slowed down.
Yeah.
And the stuff you've been showing me lately, I'm like, damn, what the hell? Like I feel like kindergarten, you know, like I feel like I'm starting fresh again. But
It's all
Morningstar has a point. He says it's like the programming community. Once people get a taste of open source, they stop being stingy. And I
yeah.
think that's what's going on in our community at the moment.
Yeah, yeah. Here, let me
Yeah.
grab some. Keep going. I'm gonna grab something real quick.
Um, but I mean, I wish I could print launchers, you know, the 37 millimeters. Those things look like a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of people in the community that are actually printing them, and I mean, they're just having a blast. You know, they're using them for as signal launchers. I like to call them gender reveal launchers because you could put like different color of
Yes.
smoke on them and shoot them
So
out.
are launchers not good to go in Cali?
I mean, at this moment with Gavin, our supreme commander,
The tyrannical leader.
Yeah, I just wouldn't take the chance, bro. Like I wouldn't take no chance to do anything like that in California, because I think I said it on your show best. The only thing that is illegal in California is things that are legal, bro. Because even illegals are legal in California. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
California is just a shit show at this moment, and they're trying to make it worse.
And New York is the same way, and they got the same stuff going on out there. Like it last night, hey Putang, good to see you, man. I gave a couple shout outs, by the way. Yesterday, what showed up at my house yesterday was the brand new 1x prismatic optic with an etched reticle with what some people call shake awake. It's movement to turn on awake. Etched reticle, green dot, true 1x magnification with focus adjustment and all that stuff. And it is right here. Oh, right there. Look how tiny that is for a 1x prismatic optic. And guess what? It's $229.
Hey,
guess who makes it?
Gideon Optics. Make sure you guys go. They're having a sale. Use code
Dark. No, code Glowies. Sorry, that one's code Glowies. And actually, if you take a moment to look in my the link in my description, you'll see a link tree, and you'll see there's Gideon Optics, there's PR triggers. PR triggers are on sale right now for $199 for Glock binary triggers, pull and release trigger. So shout out to them, man. They're doing some crazy stuff for less than the cost of PR triggers. Shout out, by the way, for less than the cost of a mediator red dot, you can get a 1x prismatic optic with an AR riser with a T1 micro mounting platform. It's crazy.
Wait. Is that the one that has the little triangle?
Yes.
Yeah, I got that, but I got it in red. I got it yesterday, so shout out to Gideon Optics. I got home, I had a package. It was that one. It's amazing.
Oh, you got one too?
Yeah, but in red. Mine is red. Why is yours green, bro? That's not cool.
Maybe it's a race thing. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Hey, by the way, Morningstar, thank you for dropping that. That is my my link right there, and it does support the channel, just so y'all know. But I appreciate you. By the way, let me know if anybody can guess what that Gideon Advocate is sitting on right there. What kind of reflay is that? And if you guys heard in the chat when I was on the Tactical Turkeys, don't be cheating. Don't be cheating. Let me know if you can see what that is.
Hey, but I want to bring something up, right? And I kind of wanted to be on your show to talk about this.
Yeah.
You were saying that you had that incident when you were a kid, right? Living at your parents' house, right?
Yeah.
Have you heard of what's going on with that kid that did that school shooting, and they're also blaming the parents?
No.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
I forgot the name of it, but it's going like it's pretty, like it's on every news show.
What?
It was this kid. He ended up doing a school shooting, and now the mom and the dad are on trial, and they're trying to give the mom 60 years, right? And I start thinking,
the mom 60 years
for something the son did.
When the child was the animal, the savage that committed that act.
Mm-hmm. Oxford, the Oxford, Minnesota shooting, right?
I'm not even hit.
Okay,
so put me on.
So what I'm thinking right here is like they're doing this for a reason. There's some reason behind their madness. Mm-hmm. Because now what they're gonna do is what I saw from the trial. The questions they're asking the family is that the kid is trying to say that he said he was depressed and blah 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 because the parents bought him the gun for his birthday. But he lives in Minnesota, bro. Like all the kids start hunting. They live in a open area. I mean, it's normal to buy your kid a 22 or a hunting rifle. Like there's, I don't think there should be anything bad. but I think they try to make it where the kid said that he was going through depression and nobody cared about the kid and blah, blah, blah. So then what they're going to do is they're going to try to pass some laws where if your neighbor noticed something off about you or the school reports something off, the government could just come take you away with no explanation, with no trial, with no nothing. So now they'll be
red flag laws.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. So to me, I think they're gonna try to change it up where say that the mother was negligent and didn't do her motherly duties, and now they're gonna come and take your kid away. California's trying to pass a law where they'll shoot you with the COVID vaccine without the consent of your parent as long as you're 12 years old.
I heard about that. There were actually some schools throughout the U.S. that were providing vaccines to minors without the consent of their parents, which is absolute insanity. That is absolute insanity. So I could see them getting to a place where, because they hate freedom and independence and liberty so much, that they see it as generational, right? So what better way to break up a generational family with something like that, to where they can say, oh, it was, grandpa, mom, dad, and kid, so let's wipe out the whole bloodline, put whoever we can in prison, change their lives, and then the rest of the family will say guns equals bad. And all of a sudden you have a wholesome, healthy Christian, and by the way, let me just say this. Most of these households that have what some would consider patriotic values, I hate saying they're patriots, because I feel like like the title patriot is something that somebody earns over time.
Yeah.
Right? But
I think it's just family values, bro. We're losing family values.
We are, and our culture.
And they're doing that on purpose because, I don't think it's right that they're charging the mother, because we're all dealing through things, like you don't know the mother's background, how she was raised, who raised her. And then here, and people are going to say oh, well, you should have waited till you were older to have a kid, or no, you never learn how to raise a kid. And I did a lot of dumbass stuff when I was a kid, bro. Like, I was a menace, my house would get raided, everything. And I wouldn't wish them to blame my mom for stuff that I did when I was a minor, because it wasn't my mom's fault. Like, my mom did the best job she could. She's always been there for me, never giving up on me. It was my decision. And at a certain age, I knew what I decided to do was what I decided to do. Nobody, it wasn't because my mom did this to me or my dad did that. That's all bullshit. I chose to be the person that I wanted to be at that moment. And if anything, the ones that had more say on what I did and what I became was the media, bro. Because I was that generation that was raised by TV, because I came from immigrant parents, and the cable was what they used instead of phones now, or the internet was cable TV. That was my babysitter. That's how I learned to speak English. That's what raised me, and that's what I saw growing up. That gang member mentality, that gangster music, those gangster movies, and that's what I wanted to be. Those were my role models.
Probably when you were younger, you were watching flicks like South Central and Boys in the Hood, Juice,
American Me, My Crazy Life,
Blood In, Blood
Out. Blood Out.
Yeah. And that's what you learn, especially that's, with the area that you're in, that's, ingrained into the history of that area. And the other thing too is, like, when you were younger, the music coming out, right? Like, think of like Get Rich or Die Trying, bro.
Yeah.
Like, everything from like Nas to Get Rich or Die Trying to like all
Belly. Remember Belly?
Belly, bro. I literally just, so I was I was actually getting ready to go to church, okay, with my daughter, and
Yeah.
I was singing that "However do you want me," right? And my
Yeah.
daughter was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a song." And I ended up getting in the car, and on our way to church, I put on that song, but it was playing the beginning of Belly while it was playing that song. And
Yeah.
I realized, I was like, "Oh my goodness, like this is playing like the intro to Belly." So I brought the screen down, but I let the music keep playing, and so my daughter couldn't see the screen, but she could hear the song. And I
Yeah.
thought about it, and I was like, man, as such a young man watching a movie like that, like seeing like just everything from like Buns, his house, the white pool
Yeah.
people, and being like, man, like this dude has so much nice stuff. What does he do? He's a drug dealer. Okay, well that, and it's just like, but then you see Method Man get they dose him at the bar, he gets all lit, and he pulls out 2 Desert Eagles and starts, and that may have been like the first time I saw in a movie POV shooting recorded, like, because you can see him like whoop, boom, 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 and then
Yeah.
and you can see you're looking through the sights at what's going on, and that, I mean, that as a kid, that sticks with
Yeah.
and
And
that's why kids did
no,
dirt and do
it
dirt.
does, because I remember when I knew the key moment that I realized my son was like deep in certain situations
Hmm.
was when I was kicking it with them, right? We were hanging out, and I walk in the room and he's watching Paid in Full.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you watching, bro? And he's like, oh, Paid in Full. This is my favorite movie. In my head, I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
Like,
Ace Boogie.
yeah, I was like, man, like,
Hey, but that was an excellent movie. That
it
was
was, it
such
was,
a great movie. But I
but
know, I know. And
and
it yeah, I know, I know. And it's crazy because man, just looking at everything, like that's how they're programming. But now that was back then. That's how they were programming. Now they have kids that are 11 years old with cell phones that are receiving the same type of info and way worse porn at the click of a button, right? Any chick they want, boom, right in front of them, butt ass naked, right? Like I remember when like somebody told me the chick from Saved by the Bell was on Showgirls, and then like years later, I ended up
oh yeah,
seeing her, like a friend had it or something. It's like now we're talking about like, oh, for real? Internet search,
yeah,
boom, got it right in front. Like everything, the safety doc nailed it with this term, the velocity of information. You
yeah,
are taking this velocity of information that is at a speed that, like, usually if you walk into a room, the human mind can take on like 2 million details at a second. Now that's like, think about everything from like, I walk in my gun room, there's a bookshelf, right? Well, there's more than that. There's a brown bookshelf. It's wooden. It's got 6 shelves on it. It's got 100 books and this stuff and that stuff and a white table and this, and you can take all this stuff in like a second flat, right? But now when they're zoning in on a 5-inch screen, they can take all that information in, for very impressionable children, they're learning how to control them. And I'm going to say
bro.
something that's crazy, okay? And
Go ahead,
everyone's going to think I am absolutely insane when I say this, but I promise you with every ounce of my being, this is true. We know that the Constitution is gone. We know that freedom, independence, and liberty is gone. We know that it doesn't exist anymore, right? It's even if you own your own homestead in the middle of nowhere, you still don't own anything, okay? But I'll say this: the people that are running the show, the people that are controlling everything, the elites and the most powerful, are literally using astrology to accurately predict the future and use it against us. They
yeah,
know when people are going to be certain ways, when their moods are going to be a certain way, what they're most likely to react to, and JP Morgan said himself
said it for, yeah,
that the stock market is for millionaires and astrology is for billionaires, and that is
yeah,
factually true, and I know they're using it.
And not just that, I don't watch TV, but I try to keep up with certain stuff in the media, because that's what tells me how far the agenda has gone. And the Grammys, bro, the Grammys were the 66th Grammy award show, and 66 Grammy award show on 2024, right? Which is on 24 pretty much, which is 4, 5, 6. So 6666, right? And numerology is really big in occultism.
Yeah.
And if you guys see all the stuff that happened in the Grammys, like, it's sad. It's sad. They're doing it right in our face. And what I learned when I was in my lowest, to be honest, I was possessed, bro, because I do believe in demonic possessions. Like, I know it's gonna get weird now, but I don't care.
I mean,
but
if it's what you believe, you know.
I do believe it, because there was times that I was really gone, like at my lowest. And they say that our body is a vessel, and that when we put certain energy into our body, like negativity and just filth and everything, that's what it attracts, right? Because we're like magnetic. We attract what we think, we attract what we believe in. And I was attracting like entities, bro. Like, I would be zoned out and then wake up and look, and there was like a shadow figure. Like, remember when the TVs used to like go like very fuzzy, that there was no signal? It was like that. And then I was like, wait, am I sleeping or I'm awake? And I was like astral projecting from my body, because I was gone, bro. I was so doped up that I wasn't, like I wasn't in my physical body. I was like astral projecting. And then I would wake up and turn around, and that entity was still there, bro. There's a couple of times that I would wake up and entities would be choking me, or like, I remember like I would sleep with my gun underneath my pillow, and there's times that I would wake up and I had the gun in my hand.
Dang.
Like, just weird stuff. And it got to the point where, like, one time, bro, like, I was really trying to quit opiates, and psychedelics really helped me a lot. And I remember I would do this thing where I would be on psychedelic for 3 days, right? And I would start when the moon was full. When it was a full moon, I'll start my psychedelic trip on mushrooms, like little by little. And on my 3rd day, I would go full out. And I remember that I was laying there, bro, and I wasn't tripping a trip. I was tripping a heel. And all the lights, everything that was connected to the internet was a web. Like in the Matrix, like in the movie The Matrix, where he's coming out of that pot and everybody's just connected, and you got to take out, the thing that you're programmed to. That's what it is. Like, that's why they call it the web, the inner web, because everything connects to each other. And I feel bad for the new the Apple headsets, bro, because you're gonna have a lot of people connected now and disassociate, and now it's just gonna be easier to control when you don't have communities like this, where people that think alike or could express certain things. Like, remember back in the days, you would go to town square and share ideas, or at a bar,
the tavern or whatever. Yeah.
Now we don't even have that precise like mindset to concentrate on certain things, because we're like, we move from here to there.
Well, in most places where like, especially on the internet, we're anonymous, right? Where I think I would say we have, for the most part, a very healthy community here that is supportive, that cares about people, as opposed to most places on the internet that are just dark shitholes, and if you really want to trip out, so first, Steve Woop mentioned the book of Isaiah chapter 6, which is one of my favorite books in the Bible. And, for anyone, I mentioned that I was working on, and I am working on cursing, right? And cursing less, not because I think cursing is a sin or anything like that, but because I'm working on my relationship with God and becoming the best version of myself that I can be. And one of the things that I found is that though cursing is not a sin, It is a sin to potentially inhibit someone else's walk with God. So if I am projecting those kinds of things to other people, that could potentially, get in someone's way of their walk with God, right? So I never want to do that. I never want to make people cringe. I never want to make people, so I'm doing my best to work on that. Lord knows I'm trying. But the book of Isaiah chapter 6 talks about this and talks about, burning the lips of a man who had, sinned with his mouth and things like that. But then also it talks about, then I heard the voice of the Lord say, who will go for us? And I say, I'll go. Here am I, send me, right? But you mentioned something really interesting, and some other people in comments chimed in too, and they had said that in black magic and witchcraft and things like that, they have to tell you that they're going to curse you, or they have to at least make it blatantly obvious that there is that they're going to curse you, or something like that. Like they have to put a clue out right in front of you saying, I'm going to curse you, or they have to blatantly tell you, right? So here's an interesting thing. Think of what is the number one most productive method of programming people that's been used, not just since the internet. I'm talking the last 100 years, maybe 80 years. But what has been the number one most effective method of programming people?
Music, right? Or images?
Media,
Yeah.
TV, it's, let's say, like radio to TV, right, to media, to news, to all that stuff, right? Now, what is the one thing in California that everyone knows about when they think about media and entertainment? They got the hills.
Yeah.
What does it say on the hills?
Hollywood, which translates to holy wood, which the wood that they would use the wands for the witches.
Wands, correct. So Hollywood is literally wood from the holly tree that they would make specifically for, I think it was, and I'll do my best to quote at least close to what it said, but that they used to carve wands for people that were on cultural quests, like whatever that means. And there was actually, they traced it back to, hold on, let me pull this up because I was looking into this. I could not believe it. I want to find this because when I saw it, I was like blown away.
Hold on. I mean, like I think it. They've been. I mean, it is. It's a fiber between good and evil, and I figured something out, Dark. I don't know how your journey was when you were going through your addiction phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for me, the place that I felt more comfortable and more at peace was in a bathroom. Like,
yeah.
I didn't like getting high. Like, even if I had my own room, I didn't like getting high in my room. I had to go into the bathroom. And they say, and now I figured it out. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I was in a bathroom, which is the filthiest room in your room, right? And even the Greeks, before you went to the bathroom, or in Greek culture, they had like these statues that you would pray for, because it was where there was demons, from all the filth.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I was always in a bathroom, bro, because I was with my filth. I felt like filth. I was doing shitty things in a shitty place.
That's where I went to use before. I mean, of course, I always used it other places too, back before I got clean. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think part of it, they have traced back to when you look like specifically at opiate addiction, which for people just tuning in, but Kimball, we know who runs Hollywood, and we know who's always run Hollywood. And go ahead and chew on that. So I think one of the most interesting things is that they have related shame to opiate addiction more so than any other addiction when it comes to substance abuse, and it's interesting that shame takes us to deep dark places like that, and it's something that I don't see a lot with a lot of other similar addictions. And that's actually one thing that I wanted to bring up. I'm trying to find this right now, but I'm having a tough time. I took a screenshot of it, but basically they had taken it's the people that crawl out of secret tunnels in New York. Okay.
Oh yeah. The
Algonquins.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Ninja Turtles. Dude, hold on. I'm trying to find this. So interestingly enough, what I found was that Hollywood traces back to those exact things that we were just talking about, and certain people that we were talking about. I just don't have the information right here, and I don't want to keep y'all waiting too long, but
no, and not like people need to understand, bro. Like, I don't even want to get into this, to be honest. It's just too much.
Is this it?
No.
No, that's not it. I can't find. I'm gonna have to go find it. But anyway, we can get back to it later. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll say this, that I commend you and other people like you that have made the conscious change to get better, do better, and become better versions of themselves, and work on themselves and their relationship with God and Jesus, and whatever that means to each individual. That is, if you can break the cycle of opiate addiction, then you are one of the strongest people and the smallest percentages on the face of the earth that have worked through that.
And Dark, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get tested every day, and there's times that I kind of feel like I've got it right, but I don't, because I think to be honest, the only thing that keeps me sober is my higher power, and to me that's God. Today, right? Today I took the bus to work, and I got off in a kind of shady area of town, and it was raining, and I went to seek some cover from the rain, and I'm standing there, bro, and I turn around, and there's two guys next to me smoking fentanyl, bro. Yeah. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I could probably just ask them for a hit, like it still pops up.
Of course.
Then I just turn around and tell myself, like, no, you're an idiot, bro. Like, you have stuff right now that you didn't have before. And then another part of me, right, tells me, oh, but you'll be okay. You have all this.
You've been doing so well.
Yeah. And people need to understand that we ourselves have a demon. There's a demon inside of us, and there's an angel inside of us. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but I grew up Roman Catholic, and they would always say that we had a little devil and a little angel on our sides. And that's our conscious and subconscious, like a lot of the stuff is stored subconsciously. And that was that dark side of me that already was, I guess, call it muscle memory, right? Like, oh, I've been having a stressful week at work. If I take a hit, I'll be okay. And then the other side was telling me, like, no, you're not. Like, you could die. You've been clean forever. You could really die. You could lose everything. The second chance,
it's Russian roulette every time.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people may not know here is that you did die and you came back.
And
And let me just say, to normalize this for you, okay?
yeah.
So you were just putting it all out there. We're both clean, but we have
Mhm.
passive substance abuse. You were a smoker, right?
Yeah.
Was that like your thing?
No, I mean, like like the needle, like I love the needle too, but
Yeah.
it got to the point where I couldn't find veins, and
Yeah.
um,
So everyone kind of has like their thing. They call it MOA, their method of administration, right?
yeah,
And mine was the needle, and I loved the needle. And this past November 5th, I hit 13 years clean, and I still have visions of the needle in my mind. I am still in love with the needle, and I have abstained from drugs for over 13 years. So a lot of people say like, "Oh, hey, just get better, and after a year or two,
yeah,
it'll
no,
start to go away." No, it goes
mm-mm.
nowhere. We're talking about programming all the time, right?
Yeah,
It still lives in here. It will
yeah,
always live in. It will likely always live in here, I believe.
hmm,
And you have to constantly be vigilant, just like the same way we take our self-defense, just like the same way we take, the preservation of innocent life, whether that's ours or another life. You have to always be vigilant. You have to always look out for things.
yeah. I tell people that in my head I have an archive of films, right, of all
Mm-hmm.
my life,
Yep.
and there's two sections there. There's the good stuff and then the negative stuff. Well, the way I've been programmed, or my muscle memory always chooses the fucked up movies in my archive, bro, to play
Mm-hmm.
at the worst moments.
Yep.
But I was talking to somebody online and they were asking me the same question. Hey, like, do you still get triggers? Um, like, and I'm like, yeah, bro, every day. But what I've learned now, and I think this is what a lot of spiritual paths, the Bible, everything is trying to teach us, that we need to learn to control our thoughts, right? Because the word was what created the world, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think it says, and he said, "Let there be."
Mm-hmm.
So the way he created was by speaking and saying, "Let it be." Right? So we create our own reality, and we create our outcome of what we're gonna choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes in the beginning, where you're doing your 12 steps, they make you write that down. Like, what step is it? The fourth
Mm-hmm.
step. They make you write down everything, and the fifth step is talking to somebody about all the wrongs you've done. So
Yeah.
it always goes in like writing down, thinking, and then
And then
releasing.
doing the action. Yeah.
Yeah, letting
Now,
everything out.
do you still during the 12, so I am not a part of the 12-step program, admittedly, and I brought that up before. But do they still have you go seek out and apologize to the people that you've wronged?
The funny thing is, when I started doing my steps before I died, I don't know if, like, before I actually died, I was already finding amends. I remember, like, 2-3 weeks before I actually died, I called everybody, bro, and just try to have amends, because my subconscious was to that point where I had done so much dirt, right? Since I was probably, let's say, I carried so much stuff with me, Dark, since I was a kid, bro.
Yeah.
And this is gonna get very deep. So I'm sorry, guys, but somebody might need to hear this. But I carried a lot of deep stuff since I was like probably like 2 years old, max 5. I remember. I remember a lot of stuff that happened to me at that age of 5 years old, maybe even younger, right? And I carried that with me. I never told people. I kept it in. I didn't speak about it till I died, which, what, like, I'm 35 right now. So for like 20 something years, bro, I carried so much stuff with me that I think at like those days or weeks before I died, I was overloaded. Like I was just carrying so much, and I would get high, and I would, I guess, hit myself, cry, and ask God for forgiveness, but I don't remember doing these things, Dark. Like, I don't remember. Like, I would wake up and then I was like, what happened? Like, my body hurted. Like, I was on the floor, passed out. Like, I was getting point to that height where I didn't even know what I was doing anymore, bro. Like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, Dark. Like, I didn't have control of my reactions, my body movement, stuff I was doing anymore. And I ended up dying, bro. And I think somebody told me, right, that I had to die. Like, that me had to die in order for the new me to be able to keep going. Like, I was carrying so much at the end that I needed to release it, and the best way to release it was like a hard reset, like an actual hard reset, like
so
like a swap.
Yeah. Now, when you overdosed on fentanyl, and you were clinically dead, but you were brought back by somebody.
My mother. It's funny because the person that gave birth to me, that gave life to me, did it twice. And what people don't know is that Narcan wasn't meant for me. That Narcan was meant for my son. And the mother of my son, like, she took that Narcan just in case, because I had told her, hey, like, this is what's going on right now with the pills, with the Xanax. They're being laced with fentanyl. So she went to this class, and the class pretty much assured, like, everything I told her, that, they let her know, yeah, he was right, blah, blah, blah. And they gave her Narcan, and because I thought I was never gonna overdose. I always smoke. I mean, I don't slam. I don't have veins anymore, so I can't overdose smoking. Because you can off of a certain heroin. You can tar. You can't smoking. You got to smoke a lot. So then when I died, that fentanyl from the person that hated me the most, bro, that wished death upon me, saved me, and when I died, like, I realized there's something else. Like, I had that whole spiritual awakening and everything. And I think that's why I'm still sober, because it made me realize that I'm on borrowed time. Like, I'm truly on borrowed time, and I need to accomplish something before I die. And I tell people, bro, like, when I die, I don't want to die because of me, because of my own hands. I want to die because of God, because God chose that time for me to die, Because for the longest, I studied occultism. I studied, like, just a bunch of stuff, esoteric stuff. And for a while, I thought I was God. And I'm not, bro. Like, I'm human.
Well,
I'm immortal.
You were proven that to be false, right? So let me ask you this. Did you ever, when you were using, did you ever even see yourself living past the age of 30? Like, did you expect it? Is this a surprise?
I mean, in my community, bro, like, we on it, like, I feel old as fuck. Like, because everybody I know, like,
and you're in your mid-30s now.
Yeah, everybody I know is either dead, bro, in jail, like doing the prison time, or still in the streets, addicts. And it's not a lot of us that made it at that age group. And it's like I said, I didn't even have life insurance, bro. I barely got life insurance, and the reason I got life insurance, to be honest, is because I died. Because I don't want my family, like, I think I said it on your show, I don't want my family, like, having to beg for money, bro. They don't, like, in my community, they don't teach us that. Like, they don't teach us about planning for our future, because we don't have a future. They don't teach us to plan for our funerals, because we never talk about death. And I think that's an issue. We're so scared of dying that we try to hold on to everything here, but in reality, this is just steps to the next level. And we should embrace death. Death is beautiful, bro. Like, but not dying by our own hands, dying by when it's our time, it's our time, you know?
When your creator chooses to bring you back home,
Yeah.
basically. So it's an interesting thing you brought up. You had said that things happened when you were younger that you carried with you, and when you keep all those secrets, when you carry those things with you, they definitely have a deep psychological impact on you, to where you can see somebody even physically with pain in their eyes, right?
Yeah.
I remember somebody told me years back. They're like, "Dan, like you have more pain in your eyes than I've ever seen like anybody." And I I never even thought about that, right? And it's interesting that you bring it up because there's I heard this by first watching a movie and kind of just seeing something and it just kind of like clicked with me, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think that everyone through I used to say everyone is born with this, but I don't think that's entirely true. I think when you go through the early stages and especially the developmental stages of your life, um, you're you're given a bag of hammers, right? And you have to sling that bag of hammers over your shoulder and carry it with you the rest of your life. And it could either continue to grow, continue to grow, continue to grow, and you keep the deep dark secrets and it weighs you down, physically changes the shape of you and your back, and then you lug this around all of your life, and finally you die with it, and it helps drag your ass down to the ground, right? Or you could take the bag of hammers and go throughout your life, contributing them to others, passing them out, teaching others how to build and how to do things. And there's a movie called A Bag of Hammers, actually, and that kind of made me think of it. And until you can free yourself from that weight, until you can do more, contribute to others, and stop holding terrible secrets to yourself, it will weigh you down and it will drag you to the ground and it will kill you. And it's
Yeah.
many people go that way.
And I think that's what's wrong with society right now, bro. I think when somebody has something over your head, right? You have so much shame and you don't want people to know because you're scared of what others think about you,
Yep.
that
Even
you're
your
willing to
family.
go to any extreme to keep quiet. And
Yep.
the people that study people are experts in understanding that not a lot of us could admit to certain fuck ups or certain shames that have happened in our lives.
Hmm.
And then we start doing it to others, or we start finding something to stop the pain
Yeah.
momentarily, whatever it is.
Hmm.
But we don't know that the only way that that pain is gonna stop is for us to confront that. People don't understand that we need to do shadow work. We need to go deep inside ourselves and look in those shadows, get lost in that labyrinth we call our mind, and
Hmm.
and just pull out all that darkness that we're carrying, bro, because darkness spreads, bro. It spreads, and the only way to fight darkness is shining light in it. And the only way
Yeah.
to shine that light is by releasing what you're carrying, you know? And like I said, bro, I carried a lot of stuff for a long time. I didn't know why stuff had happened to me. And I think that's a key word I use. I didn't know why. I would always ask why instead of asking what's the reason that I had to go through those situations. Now I know that I had to go through all of this because now I could tell my story and help others, and I'm going to relate to them, and people are going to feel more comfortable speaking to me about certain situations than
Hmm.
going and speaking to their priest or their
Yeah.
clergymen that have never sinned, have never gone through anything bad or evil, because they're going to feel judged. And I think that's what Jesus, right, taught in his teachings, that he went and found a bunch of people that were the scum, and related it to them and gave them love, bro, because I needed love that I never had, and people gave it to me little by little, and from the love that people gave me, I learned to love myself.
That's
I don't
an
know.
interesting perspective. I mean, and if you look at the Bible, like I know people always use this example, but like Saul, which became Paul, Paul used to literally hunt and kill Christians, and he ended up writing. He ended up writing 2/3 of the New Testament, right? And being, a faithful soldier of God. So, it's you can't take things that people have done and not done and use that to determine who they're going to be forever. And I think even just you and I, not to mention all the stories of ancient history and all that, even if people only look at you and I alone, nothing else, no one else. You can say that what people have done does not define who they're going to be forever. However, this is a small percentage. Most people fail. Most people will not remain clean. Most people I know that I grew up with, okay, just like Sabr said, they are dead, in jail, or still on the streets using drugs. Most of them, obviously, a lot of them that passed away, they're gone forever. Um, and most of the other people that are in jail, when they get out, you know what happens? They're clean because they're forced to be clean. A lot of them are using inside of jails and federal prisons and stuff like that. But then the people on the streets, the likelihood that they're going to get clean is almost next to none. So it's crazy, man. But I'm
Yeah.
grateful that you found another way out, and I'm grateful that it seems like you've been working on your relationship with God, and that's the best thing that you can do, man.
No, and I mean, I I know a lot of people don't like talking about God, right? Like it's just as I guess
It's
a weird
important. I
subject, right?
I you know what? Okay, so really quickly, I've veered from that for a long time. And yes, sinning is also a term, an ancient term for archers, like archers
Yeah.
missing the target. When you sin, you just miss the target. And actually, for people that don't know this, if you watch the show that I had him on, I had Stephen Williford, who was the guy that helped put down the shooter at a particular church
Oh
mass
yeah.
tragic event, and he was on a church shooting team called the Sinners, which is a great because if you follow Jesus, if you follow the Bible, you know that everyone is a sinner, right? And it was so funny because they were a shooting team that were called Sinners that were also sinners, and that. So anyway, but yeah, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, let me tell you a quick story, right?
Yeah.
So January, right?
Oh, you know what? I'm so sorry. I forgot to tie it up with one other piece.
Go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry to cut you off. I just want to say this really quickly, then we'll get to your story. And guys, please stick around because I do want to talk to you guys about something happened to somebody in our community, and only some of us know. It's important to share this. But one other piece I want to say is that I used to be apprehensive about talking about God, but that was also because in my relationship with God and Jesus, and I I was not comfortable with my own walk and my own path, that I wasn't comfortable enough to talk about it. And then over the last like 4 to 6 months, I have changed my life in so many ways, and I am so much more, as my guy Josh from Black Diamond Guns Gear would say, uh, I have never been more on fire for Jesus, right? And I think because we're living in such tumultuous times, it is so much more important now more than ever that we make sure that we are right with God, make sure that we are right with our families, and work on your relationship with him. And that's why I am so much more willing to talk about it, because who am I to say that I am this person if I'm not willing to go to bat for your eternal soul, or your eternal soul, or your
Facts.
eternity is forever. So I would be a big hypocrite and a big dirtbag if I didn't, preach what I believed in.
No, yeah.
But my bad. Go ahead, January.
No, yeah, you're right. I think my relationship with the Lord wasn't what it was supposed to be. I've always believed, but I felt like a hypocrite a lot of the times. And now I realize that sometimes it just happens. Like I wasn't planning on having this talk with you, and that's why I enjoy
we
having.
didn't talk about this beforehand. We didn't talk about none of this beforehand.
And that's why I like coming to your shows, because I know at your shows I've always been accepted and I've always been allowed to be myself and not scripted. And that's how I run my shows. If people ask me for talking points, I'll give them talking points. But at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna go off rails because my interviews have always been like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just gonna share something with you guys. January last year, I was in rehab. Around everything happened so precise. Around the same time I was going to rehab, this January, I ended up meeting some guy at a meeting, an AA meeting. And I tell my story, I let him know I've been in rehab and where the rehab is, and it helps, if you really want it. All of a sudden he calls me and he asked me to do a 12-step with him, right? Which, for those that don't know about the program, the 12-step is when you take somebody or give help to somebody that needs it. So then I tell him, yeah, man, I could do it on Sunday. Don't worry. I call, set up everything, because I'm still in touch with the people that run the rehab, I still go talk to them, talk to the new people that are barely there and might have the same thoughts I did to leave, and that this wasn't worth it and it was bullshit, and I go and I meet this guy and we start talking, and I tell him who my dad is. My dad's been in the program for 40 something years, well-known guy. He did services, everything. And he says, I know your dad. I'm like, what? And I'm helping him take his brother to rehab.
Wow.
So the guy starts telling me he knows my dad. And he said, I remember you. I used to go to that house. He tells me where I live. He tells me, yeah, you were a little kid. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, your dad. I used to hide from your dad. Your dad at work used to tell me, aren't you tired of living like this? You want to change your life? I'll help you. And my dad would go faithfully every day after work to this man's house to take him to AA meetings. And this man would tell his little kids, oh, tell that guy I'm not home. Tell that guy I'm not home.
Wow.
Well, my dad planted that seed in him, and now this man has been like 30 years sober, bro.
Wow.
And
that's crazy.
Here I'm there. He's telling me these great stories about my dad when I thought my dad was a dick because he wouldn't give us time and blah, blah, blah. He's telling me all this good stuff of my dad did. Now I'm returning that favor by me and him together, helping his brother. And that's how I know that God exists, bro. Like these are not coincidences. How am I going to meet somebody the same month, a year before or after, whatever? And this person got helped by my father to change his life. And now I'm helping his brother to hopefully eventually change his life as well.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
It's crazy how things work like that. It's intense. But there's another crazy thing that I saw recently. Just like anything else, it was funny. I was on the phone with Rich the other day, and I was like, man, like, how your phone will just pop up with stuff that whatever you talk about, it'll say like, so I was talking to Rich and I was like, bro, I just ate quite possibly the best, most delicious meal for a man. Like, it's not something you have too often, but something you have every now and then. And I was like, what do you think I'm talking about? And he was like, a steak. And I was like, yes, I had one of the best steak dinners I had in a long time. It was super rare, crazy rare, butter, salt, pepper. Like I went all out, like restaurant style, right? And 2 days later, I started seeing all these ads on my Instagram and all this stuff for like meat and steak and like those companies that send you frozen steaks and stuff. And like that's just kind of like how they are. Well, it's also the same way if you're running around talking about God and Jesus and Christianity, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, sometimes some, like YouTube shorts will pop up that are related to Christianity and Jesus and all that. Anyway, so this short popped up, and it was a discussion between that guy, the fighter Devontae, or I don't remember who he is exactly, the Brass Bomber, I think he goes by, and Tyson Fury, right? And Tyson Fury and him were having a conversation, and this dude Devontae was saying that he has like this alter ego, and that he's a god, and that when he's in the ring, he's the bronze bomber. That's what it is, bronze bomber. And that his alter ego is a god from his ancestral past, and that he just this totally, like in my opinion, warped way of thinking. Okay.
Yeah.
That he turns into this god when he's doing these things, which is completely against everything that we've been talking about tonight. If you believe in God and Jesus, if you believe that Jesus died for your sins and gave you grace to get into heaven, anyway, so they're having a conversation, and he's saying these things, and Tyson Fury is like, well, if you believe that, then you've already lost, because I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe, and then he starts saying that, and they're arguing, they're going back and forth, right? And he says, well, then when you and I fight, it will be my God versus your God. And it was like, whoa, like, yo, them some fighting words. Like, you don't say that. You don't challenge someone's, beliefs like that. Like that's that's something you don't do. But anyway, so I was thinking, like, man, like, they always say, like, the Lord works in mysterious ways, and if God is so big that we worship him, then our minds are too small to understand him. That's just the way that it works. We'll never understand the things that happen, and we try to make sense of it, and we try to
No, you can't.
explain away. Yeah, we'll just never understand shit that happens, right? And anyway, yeah, duel at 20 paces for real. And I was like, well, man, then Tyson Fury has to go in this fight, and he's gonna knock him. He will mop the floor with him, right? Then maybe this other guy will believe that God exists, that Jesus exists, that whatever, right? And I start kind of making these like weird things in my head to make my side win and all this stuff. And anyway, the most interesting thing happens. They fight, and I switch over to the video to where I'm watching them fight, and I see at the end, I see the dude holding up Devontae's arm like this. The guy, the bronze bomber, that said he turns into this ancestral god and whatever, right? Like where he is a deity himself, okay? And he won. But here's the crazy thing. So he knocked out Tyson Fury. And Tyson Fury, he hit him with, okay, when you're getting worked on and you see those like flashes, if you get even tapped one more time, you're out of there, right?
Yeah.
Dude was working on him, and he almost had Tyson Fury out. He hits him like this with a solid two-piece. When he started to bring his hands down, he goes left hook, right, or he does like jab, and you can see him like, oh, like he's almost out. Right hook, mop, cleans him right out, falls on flat out, knocked out. Okay. And the ref starts counting him down, and he's like, 1, 2, 3, like the last 2 to 3 seconds, Tyson Fury stands up. Everyone in the whole arena is like, like they could not believe that this dude stood up, because with the force that he was punched with, and how fast he fell down, and how knocked out he was, everyone was blown away, right? They show the camera on Devontae's face at that moment that Tyson Fury stood up, and he was like, blown away, right? In an interview after the fight, Devontae is on camera talking, and they were like, "What did you think about the fight?" And they're asking him, and they said, "What did you think when he stood up?" He said, "Honestly, it was one of the most impactful things of my life when I saw him stand up after getting knocked out like that. I finally knew for the first time in my life that God was real." And it was like,
Yeah.
damn, this guy who was saying that he was a god, that he was a deity, that he morphs into some alter ego that is a god, the bronze bomb or whatever, literally said that he found God, that he believes Jesus is real when he saw Tyson Fury stand up. And it was like, whoa, man, I never would have seen that like switch up coming. You know what I mean? Like,
No, and it's funny that you're talking about this because a lot of the times we don't see the signs, bro. We don't. You know, for the longest I prayed. Like I would get on my knees, pray, bro, cry, asking God to cure me, to give me strength, bro, to help me become a better person, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you know, my son dies. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why would my son die? You know?
It
And
doesn't
then
make sense.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden, bro, I lose my stepdad, you know? And the worst death I've ever seen in my life, right? From ALS. Then I lose my brother-in-law, bro. Then, you know, all this stuff that's happening, and I'm like, what's going on, God? Like, you know, cursing them, to be sincere, cursing them, you know. I lost my family, I'm losing this, I'm losing everything around me, right? But what was I praying for? Strength.
Yeah.
I kept praying for strength. God, make me strong. Give me strength to be able to fight this, my addiction. Because at that moment, my addiction was stronger than anything in the world. And then I die, right?
Yeah.
And then I realized when I'm sober, like he gave me what I asked.
Yeah.
If I could overcome losing my son, losing all these people around me, losing myself, like me dying, he was making me strong.
Yeah.
He was teaching me patience and strength. Not the way I wanted it, like I wake up the next day and I'm sober. No, in order for me to be sober, I had to overcome and be strong. Yeah. And if I could overcome losing all this stuff I've lost, then I could overcome and stay sober, you know?
Think of like a callus, how a callus on your hands is formed. It's formed by constant abuse and you know, weathering away at your skin until it toughens. That's how a lot of these things are, I believe.
Yeah.
And you know, same thing like in the past, like I'd prayed for patience, and what happens is God puts me in a situation where I have to get annoyed all day by 100 people just to, you know, to learn how to work with my own patience, you know. And a life committed to God is not a life without suffering. And
Correct.
and it's crazy because even being in this conversation with you right now that we didn't discuss, we didn't rehearse, we didn't say, hey, let's talk about God tonight. We didn't say it. This is just kind of things that just happened like this recently. And look, if there's people that are watching right now that maybe they're like, oh man, more God stuff, like just look at it with like as life, right? Look at it. Don't look at it as like it just come from a place of curiosity as opposed to a place of judgment or what have you. But last weekend when I went to church, we were going over the book of Romans and Job's story, bro. Like Steve Whoop is saying, Job's story, he lost everyone and everything, and he never renounced God. And he said, by the end of this, I will see God with my eyes, and I will never renounce him, even though everyone in his life, all of his friends, everyone was saying, it's probably because you're a sinner. It's probably because of this. Oh, it's probably because of that stuff that you did. You should probably just renounce God, right? Like it's he had some bad friends. But um to last week be put in front of at church a wall that says a life committed to God is not a life without suffering. And then to be in this conversation with you less than a week later to hit on that same thing, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, and suffering builds character. Suffering, this is crazy. This is literally what Sunday's service was about. So suffering builds perseverance, which builds character, and you know what? I'm gonna go pull. I'm gonna grab something real quick. Go ahead and keep. You can interact with chat real quick. I'll be
Go
right back
ahead.
in a few seconds.
But yeah, I mean, the signs are all around, and I think at this moment we need this the most. I think we become very egocentric. No, honestly, we become very egocentric. Like we become the fast food era, right? Like we want everything now, we want everything quick, and we're not willing to struggle or suffer or sit there and contemplate why we are going through what we are going through. And most of the times it's because of us. Like I put myself through a lot of things that I could have prevented, and I try to blame somebody else or God. And when I started taking responsibility for my actions and understanding that I would do a lot of over promising and under delivering, and I was at fault, my life changed for the best.
Yeah. So I literally had my Bible downstairs opened up to Isaiah chapter 6. Now, it was for a different reason, but we can just hit this real quick. And look, this is a gun channel, right? We talk about guns, we talk about building guns, we talk about ballistics, we talk about gear, talk about armor, talk about training, we talk about all of this stuff, 3D printing, we talk about everything you could imagine. We talk about printing in carbon fiber nylon. Look at that. Look at that frame, bro. This is just remarkable. Okay. Sabr, look at this quality right here, dog.
That's nice, bro.
That's nylon too. Like you can't even see a singular layer line in that thing.
Wait, I need to say something, because Ron asked me for the hat, and I know I owe him that hat, and I still have the hat. Nobody's used it. There's come and take it hat or something that I don't know if he won. I think he won, but I was on dope, bro. Like I was on dope, and I just left everything. I stopped sending. I owe two people things. I owe Ron Bear, and I owe somebody else stuff. So I'm gonna get paid next week, and I'm sending the people I owe. I'm sending the stuff. So I'm making my amends.
There you go. That's what's up. So the reason I was reading Isaiah chapter 6 is looking into the cursing thing, right? And looking at was it Singe or were they they burn the man's lips to whatever that kind of thing. But just to read that, let's see. Having been freed from sin, you become slaves of righteousness. Hold on, I'm trying to find something. I'll just read through it. So Isaiah chapter 6. And what I was saying is, even though we're a gun channel, even though we talk about self-defense, guns, gear, and all that stuff, what would we be if we didn't, um, go through the most important thing, which we are actively in a culture war. And when people hear culture war, they don't hear what's really happening. When they remove God from our culture, when we elevate creation over creator, we are destined for hell. And I truly believe that. And right now, we are stuck in a world that is worshiping creation, that is worshiping money, that is worshiping celebrities, that is worshiping AI, that's worshiping, gold, right? And going back to John, the book of John, if a man loves the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For there is nothing in the world but lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, blah, blah, blah. So Isaiah chapter 6 says, "What shall we say then? Are we to continue to sin so that grace may increase? May it never be. How shall we who died to sin still live in it? Or do you not know that all of us have been baptized into Christ Jesus, have been baptized into his death? Therefore, we have been buried with him through baptism into death, so that as Christ was raised from the dead through the glory of the Father, so we too might walk in newness of life. For if we have become united with him in the likeness of his death, certainly we shall also be in the likeness of his resurrection. Knowing this, that our old self was crucified with him, in order that our body of sin might be done away with, so that we would no longer be slaves to sin. For he who has died is freed from sin. Now, if we have died with Christ, we believe that we shall also live with him. Knowing that Christ, having been raised from the dead, is never to die again, death no longer is master over him." That I love that. Death is no longer master over you. For the death that he died to sin once for all. But the life that he lives to God. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm reading Romans, man. My bad, y'all. I
Hey,
told you I was.
it was meant to be that
We were just talking about you dying, and I'm sure Steve Whoop is going to be like, bro, that's not the book of Isaiah chapter 6. But that's exactly what we were just talking about.
Yeah, it was meant for you to read that. That's how it's supposed to be. And
that's so crazy.
I don't know, bro. Like it, I really needed this talk, because sometimes I need to check myself and realize that I have no control over certain situations. The only control I have is how I react to them.
Yeah.
And I need to realize that everything I'm going through is part of the process, but learning to control my reaction and sometimes it's hard. It's hard to, like you said earlier, you said that sometimes you ask for patience and you get annoyed by a bunch of people that whole day because you're learning to be patient,
Yeah, because now you have to exercise your patience to become more patient.
Exactly. But I mean, it's a great talk, bro. I really have to go to bed.
No, you're good, man. Let me get through this small part, and I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
So this is Isaiah chapter 6. It says, "In the year of the king Uzziah's death, I saw the Lord sitting on a throne, lofty and exalted, with the train of his robe filling the temple. Seraphim stood over him, each having 6 wings. With 2 he covered his face, and with 2 he covered his feet, and with 2 he flew. And one called out to another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the foundations of the threshold trembled at the voice of him who called out, while the temple was filling with smoke. Then I said, Woe is me, for I am ruined, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a burning coal in his hand, which he had taken from the altar with tongs. He touched my mouth with it, like, and said, Behold, this has touched your lips, and your iniquity is taken away, and your sin is forgiven. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here am I, send me. He said, go and tell this people, keep on listening, but do not perceive. Keep on looking, but do not understand. Render the hearts of this people insensitive, their ears dull, and their eyes dim. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and return and be healed. Then I said, Lord, how long? And he answered, until cities are devastated and without inhabitant. Houses are without people, and the land is utterly desolate. The Lord has removed men far away, and the forsaken places are many in the midst of the land. Yet there will be a 10th portion in it, and it will again be subject to burning, like a terebinth or an oak, whose stump remains when it is felled or fallen. The holy seed is its stump. It's crazy, man. It's deep. But I know you got to crash. I know you got to go to bed. Anything you want to share before we fall out?
No, I mean, damn, that scripture hit me right. I needed this. Like I needed this, so I appreciate it. I know we had planned we were gonna do the show, but we never planned what we were gonna talk about. And these last couple of days, I've been struggling with figuring out certain things in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And today just made me realize that, like, I gotta be patient. I've been patient all my life. I've been through worse. I just need to write it out, and when the time is correct, the message will be revealed, right? Just like right now. So thank you, Dark. Like, I really appreciate you, man. Man. It's funny how things work out, because I remember there's always certain little times that I'm like at a brink of losing it, and you send me that song that day, and I'm sitting right there in the car listening to that song, and I look out the window and I see somebody on drugs dancing and acting weird, and that snaps me back into reality. Like, I don't want to end up like that, bro. I don't want to,
the crazy thing
more.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing is that we don't talk every day, right?
No, we don't.
So like,
we'll check up on each other here and there, but I don't think our relationship is like you and Rich. Like Rich will send a search and rescue team if you don't answer his text.
Yeah, dude, he will always call me every day.
Yeah.
And I love him for it, and I'll call him too. But like, just the fact that, like, right then at that point, like, I was going to the post office and I was dropping off packages, and it was like I was listening to a song, and something just like came within me and was like, Sabr would appreciate this song, send it to him now. And it was like boom, 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 send.
The right moment.
Like, that impacted you positively somehow. It wasn't me. I just, I just, something inspired me to send it, whatever it was. But look, I appreciate you. You are way too important to all of us and to the whole community.
Thank you, guys.
To not stay on this path of cleanliness, sobriety, and good health. And when you live that life, death is no longer the master of you anymore, right? So, just remember that. And if you ever need anything, feel free. You can always holler at me. You can always hit me up anytime.
And then Friday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Time. Allegedly, Real Talk with Sabr. I'm gonna have Durban Poison. I know a couple of your glowies show some love most of the time. Also, I have allegedly not a drug pouch.
What?
Yeah.
Yo, that is dope.
Look,
dude, that is so dope. Did you get those made?
Yeah, so I'm making them. They're waterproof, so if something spills or something, and I mean they allegedly fit a Glock 26.
Dang.
With a clip.
Yo, right? Okay, so with a magazine.
Yeah.
What? How much are they?
25.
Bro, yeah, I'll buy one right now. Let me know.
So, hit me up, DM me. I got that one, and then I got the allegedly pencil pouch. But this one's more for like the homies,
Dude, that's
But
dope.
this one does have pencils.
Okay. You know what? I would love to send my daughter to school with one of those. That would be hilarious.
Don't send her with the drug pouch one.
Nah, allegedly a pencil pouch.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
And so I'm making them all by hand, waterproofing them myself. So
you're doing them by hand?
Yeah, like the waterproofing. Yeah,
Oh.
it's beeswax. So they're waterproof canvas. It's canvas waterproof.
And you're
then
literally torching the beeswax and doing it yourself?
Yeah.
Bro, mad respect.
They smell good. And then everything's made by me, allegedly.
Dude, okay, so we're gonna help you take your allegedly sacks to the next level. We're gonna be selling your sack all over the place. Okay.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'll take 2. So
all right.
next time we talk, let's talk, and I would love to sell those on DLD hardware too.
Yeah, so bar prints. I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna make another one, but that one's gonna be like after I get because these are limited.
Yeah.
So the real limited ones are gonna have this. So this one is already sold. It's gonna have this. Everything else, they're just gonna have a regular zip tie.
Nice. You could also 3D print little whatchamacallit, charms that you can put on the zippers too.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. Like the little Sabr 2A.
Facts.
Dude, that's fire. I definitely need. I want one of each of those. So whatever length of time you need.
Yeah. So bar prints. Find me there. Bar prints 2A. Find me there. But usually I'm always on Instagram. Go there and then DM me and I'll send them straight to you.
Yeah, dude. Let's talk. I can help you set up a store, man. And
we'll work on it.
Yeah, we'll do that. All right, brother. Hey, everyone else stick around because we're going to go through some stuff here in a moment. And Sabr, brother, thank you so much for coming on. Let's definitely
thank
keep
you
in
guys.
touch.
Be safe.
Take it easy, brother. You too. Now for everyone else here, first off, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Usually I don't run and go grab the Bible to try to preach to you guys, but I thought that it was important. The fact that Steve Whoop came up in here talking about the book of Isaiah chapter 6 a week ago, I referenced the book of Isaiah chapter 6 on stream like a week ago, and I actually confused it with that what I just said, the book of John, because I was focusing on those 2. Man, that's so crazy. I can't believe that. Hold on one sec. So look, I told you guys, that someone in our community is going through tragedy right now, and I'm having a tough time, and here's why. So I have people, reaching out to me on a consistent basis that need help, and I can't be the one to choose who deserves help. Okay. I would love to help every single person that needs it. So I told you guys about Craig Licker, who unfortunately got arrested in Rhode Island. He was in possession of a 3D printed firearm, which in Rhode Island is a huge no-no, and he is currently still in jail. He's still incarcerated, which is wrong. It is stupid. It is unconstitutional. It is in every single possible way you could think of it. It is wrong. So I do want to find a way to help him. Now, I pushed his info off to the GOA, and the GOA, the representative I spoke with, got back and said, look, hey, we can't just jump in and help for like one individual criminal case. If it, like, we have to be involved with civil cases where it doesn't, like a criminal case, just impact the one person. We get involved with civil cases that impact everyone. It sets precedents to help everyone in the state of Rhode Island versus situations where, one person would help. So if you guys tell me that you want to set something up for Craig Liquor, then I think we should do that, so the people that do want to help you contribute can provide something to Craig Liquor. And I think that's only fair and right. However, because bad things are happening at an alarming rate, someone else in our community just had a tragedy occur yesterday morning. Let me get some nicotine and we'll talk about it. So a lot of you guys here know that John Rice has been part of our community for a long time, 2 years probably. And he's in as many stream as he can be. And, a lot of us here have gotten to know him. He comes in all the time. And he's been a channel member for like literally 2 years. Okay. And yesterday morning, his house burned down. No exaggeration. His entire literal house burned down to the point where not only he's been here since the beginning with Dugan. He's an OG. And not only, like, this is no exaggeration that his house burned down, his entire house burned down. He only made it out of there with him, his dog, and his cell phone. And the fire was so bad that it also torched his truck. He lost everything. I have no idea how he's even like in here right now chilling with us. Because man, that is an actual real life tragedy. And he got a new cell phone. Okay. So John Rice, who is in chat right now, his house burned down. John Rice, let me do this. I'm gonna plug in here and I'm gonna call you. Can you take a phone call now? I think I can do this. I believe I have a way to plug into my... Okay, I got that. You're good. I need a second anyway to get the little attachment doohickey. Give me 1 second. Sorry, guys. It's just like me to read you Romans when I tell you I'm reading you the book of Isaiah. Okay, here's this. All right. So let me know whenever you're ready, and I will dial you out. I got my attachment doohickey. This is plugging into my mixer, and it should give us good audio when I call you. So just let me know as soon as you're great live tonight. Your message was on point and on time. See, look at that. I'm getting messages on Instagram of people saying thank you, that they were positively impacted, by the message tonight. And for my guy that sent me that message, bro, I appreciate you, and I got a lot of respect for you. You may not know, but when you're talking, I am intently listening always. I appreciate and admire the words that you say. Let's see. I'm divorced, Taco, and my child wasn't there at that time. Man, isn't that crazy how things work out? Oh, I could not even imagine, man. Thank you, Damian Christ, all you guys. And look, I know Steve Whoop, I'm actually in the process of literally making one right now. I felt really weird about putting it like in my situation. I want everything to go to him, and I don't. So I've seen in the past, like when CRS Firearms made a GoFundMe. In this case, I'm doing Give Send Go because they're a good Christian company that are firearm friendly. But I've seen in the past, like somebody like CRS Firearms who did a fundraiser for somebody, and then he passed it off to them, and everyone accused him of stealing money. You know what I mean? So I'm hesitant to do it in my name, but I think it probably makes the most sense for me to finish setting this up. I'm on the last screen right now. Set it up, push it to you guys, and for anyone that does want to contribute, you're more than welcome to. And then donate the money to John Rice. All right, let me plug this in. Okay, so let's see if I got. All right, let's see if this is going to work. Okay. Yo, you there?
Hello?
Hey, bud. All right, let me see if I can get this in here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right, say something. Say something again. Say something. So I'm going to have to try a few different things. Hang on 1 sec. Don't give up. All right, stay with me. Oh, you there? Yeah, I'm here. Okay, boom. Okay, now everyone out there in chat, if you can give me a 5x5 and let me know that you can hear him as well, I'd appreciate it. Do you mind if I read some of the things that you text me, or would you rather keep those private? Well, how about this then? We'll just have a conversation, and yeah, and you just kind of let us know. So yesterday morning, your house burned down, and before we get into the conversation, you guys probably have seen John Rice. I'll pull up his last comment here just so you can see his boom, there you go, his avatar, and you've probably seen him over and over and over. Depending on how long you've been here, you've possibly even seen when he's come on the channel to talk about the Rice facts and other stuff like that. But I could hear him a few clicks back. Okay, so let us know kind of about yourself and what happened. Hold on, now everyone's saying that there's no audio. Dang it, really, guys? I know, right? Hang on. Okay, say something now. Oh, he's very low. Okay, hold on. Well, then that'll be this one. Say something again. All right. Oh, he says loud and clear. Okay, sorry. This is probably something that all right, I'm just gonna put it on speakerphone. Dang it, this technology. Okay, hold on. Okay, now what I don't.
Do it now?
Hold on 1 second. Now I think my mic is messed up. Okay, yo. All right, hold on. Yo. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now I got you on speaker, so we'll go ahead and start over.
All right. We got it tested out. Everybody can hear?
Yeah, it's good to go.
Cool. Yeah, so, I got to piss about 6. I was like, well, done pissing. And I was like, no, I'm going back to bed for, a little bit anyway, before starting my day and, making doing my usual morning stuff, Well, I don't even remember yet. My adrenaline dumped when all this happened, and my memory is still really fucked up, and my mind hasn't sorted everything into the right order and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really processed it yet. It's going to take a few more nights sleep, before that even can possibly happen. But but keeping that in mind, something woke me up, and I don't remember which I saw first, smoke or fire or what, but or heard the alarm. I smoke on. I don't know. I don't recall yet. But anyhow, the long story short, I realized even half asleep, like what the hell was going on, and I ran to the front door. I opened it. I can't remember what else I may or may not have done. Just kind of just kind of freaking out, like assessing the situation and trying to get, there was smoke every fucking where. So I was trying to get air. So, and I wasn't really even thinking. It was just, lizard brain shit. Mm-hmm. And then I went to the back door, and that was the back doors for the room, the back room, the add-on room, where Cherry's crate was, my dog. And, my service dog. And I opened the crate and said, go, go, go. And after I opened the door and, go, go, go. And then I grabbed the crate and I just chunked it. It knocked the 2 front wheels off the bottom of it and broke one of the handles.
Wow.
But, and then I ran back into the house. I think at some point, I think I was telling myself I have to find my truck keys, which my mind couldn't register where my truck keys were for whatever reason. And with all that going on, I was like, fuck it. Get out, Yeah. And for whatever reason, I may have fallen asleep with a vape in my hand. So the only thing I got out with was what I was sleeping in, and hoodie, and some sleep pants, like little thin, and got outside and ran around like the Three Stooges until I've got to my fire extinguisher, and ran in the front door, trying to get it out before using it all and realizing, no, this is spread too far. I need to get the fuck out of here now.
Yeah.
So I chunked the fire extinguisher, I guess, out the outside. It was laying on the ground later. And I just started screaming, help, help. I lived right by a school, and there was, people bringing their kids to school and everything. I'm like, all I could think, I just, I shut down, I was just like, I just started screaming at the top of my lungs, like blowing my throat out, help, help, help.
Yeah.
Because I fucking there was nothing else I could do. Just get the fucking fireman there as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And it seemed like forever, but it was actually really fast. The place didn't burn as quickly as I thought it would, but it was a pretty old trailer that was built up north, like where they built them for much colder weather than the ones that are built down here.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be part of the reason. Double insulation or something might have slowed the burn. I don't know. I breathed in so much fucking cancer gas, I don't even fucking want to know.
Wow. That's crazy.
But yeah, oh fuck. And every time I close my eyes, I still see fire.
Yeah, that's terrifying shit, man. Do you know how it started or where it started, or like what?
It either started, I'm thinking it started in the kitchen with the dehydrator. When I would put something on to dehydrate, I never left that thing going when I left the house. So I'd only do it when I was there. So usually I'd put it on when I go to bed or maybe a little before. And then, you know, by the time I got up, I'd just casually unplug it and then walk toward the coffee pot on the way. And, for whatever reason, no idea what happened. Anything could have happened. Cat could have jumped on it, knocked some shit, fucked up, and who knows? I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
it's either that or the heater was on, but it was a like AC heater combo wall unit. But it was fairly new. It was less than 2 years old. So I don't know. Maybe not. And like I say, it was an old trailer. Could have been the wiring. You know, I may be an electrician, but I didn't crawl through every inch of the crazy wiring in that house trying to figure out what the fuck somebody else did.
Yeah.
You know, in 1,000 ways to skin a cat, right? But as long as it worked, I left shit alone.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And
I wasn't getting paid for that.
And everything burnt, like all your stuff, your guns, your ammo, your like.
Here's the thing. This is weird. There was just due to where it was, my ammo, I've got the majority of my ammo. Very few rounds were in an area to cook off. Most of them just got hit with smoke and water and foam. So my ammo, what I had, I pretty much, give or take, you know, handful of boxes, was spared.
Wow.
And dude, you have no idea. It was like the best drug when the fireman was, you know, toward like my bedroom end, which was the other far end of the house. He pulled out the case that had my deer rifle in it. Now that was one of them. Now is it nylon or whatever that like Cordura like deer? Yeah, like it was like that will go up in a fucking hurry, right?
Like the soft nylon case.
Yeah.
Case.
Like you see most FUDs put a deer rifle in.
Yeah.
When he pulled that out and it was intact, it was the opposite of my heart sank.
Wow.
Heart, I mean, nor did it jump into my throat, but it just like, whoa.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I got a gun. Oh my God, thank fuck, you know.
Yeah.
And I ended up finding 3 handguns later once I got them, got everything put out and nobody was going to tell me not to go in.
Yeah.
I got 3 handguns. I've got 2 of them broken down because they got sprayed with everything and they're probably got some light rust on them that I need to hurry the fuck up and get out. I'm hoping they'll dry, but I got to I got to really thoroughly clean them and oil them soon. I've been very busy handling, I had to call. Long story short, I didn't have renter's insurance on this place.
Damn.
But I did have insurance on my truck. So, I filed a claim for that, because it's definitely not road legal. Plus, of course, the two tires on one side are completely just melted and blowed out. Everything plastic on that side of the truck is melted. The entire paint is like down to it turned brown. The
crazy.
windows on that side, one of them busted out, and one of them, the plastic shit holding it up, fucking sank, and so it like quote unquote rolled down about 3 inches. I was like, whoa, fuck. It's fucked. It's. I'm pretty sure that they're going to tell me that it is total.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly likely. I would assume that that's total.
Yeah. So,
but you didn't have renter's insurance, so all of your belongings aren't covered. But is the trailer covered, or how does that work?
The landlord wasn't, freaking out or super upset before. Maybe he's dealt with this before. I don't know. But, and he actually said the most, I'll get back to that. He did say the most perfect thing. He said it twice, and maybe I can paraphrase the gist of it, but it was the most perfect thing. But let me, back to your question, before I get off on a wild tangent. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. Could you repeat the question?
No, you're good. I was just saying you didn't have renter's insurance. So renter's insurance typically covers your like personal items, but
personal items in the house. I know he's got, being a landlord, he's got insurance as far as like, he'll get somebody out there to, haul out the burnout shell and yada yada,
But nothing.
He's got insurance on as far as his property, and then renter's insurance would have covered my property. But I found out, even if I did have renter's insurance, unless I had every single gun appraised, and all the records of that weren't burnt up, then they don't cover it because they consider them. Like, they're like, they won't, unless it's been appraised, they will give you exactly $0.
Yeah. So that's one thing I learned. A friend of mine has an insurance company, and we were talking one day, and we actually sadly used the example of if your house burned down and everything was gone, right? They consider firearms, and more specifically firearms collections, but usually any firearm, high value items. So unless you have the firearms, appraised and document the appraisals with someone that can still validate them after the fire, they're not going to give you anything for them. The same as jewelry, the same as any large collection. They consider them high value items, and you have to claim them and show proof of their value, which is insane.
Yeah. And so, but let's see.
What was it that the landlord said? I mean, I would say before you answer that, I would say this: you escaped with the most valuable things in your home, which is you and your dog.
The turtles, or the turtle, and the rabbits were fucking. Well, 2 were cremated and 1 was boiled and then cremated. Or probably just cremated when the tank broke.
Wow.
Because I'm sure the fire would have done that. It did that to every glass everywhere.
That's right. I forgot you had rabbits. You were like raising rabbits, right?
Do what now?
You were like raising rabbits, or did you just have 1?
Well, I was raising rabbits until the heat wave that we had, that was like, 112 degrees, and that was the temperature on the thermometer, not the plus the heat index crap. You know, it was like stupid hot. All the outdoor ones, they died. There was nothing I could do. Some of them, I killed early so that they wouldn't suffer and they would be dog food. But some of them I just came home and they were like, just didn't matter if I put ice bottles in or nothing. They just couldn't do it. The two males were inside. I had a spot set up for their cages. And I was looking for another doe so I could start breeding rabbits again. But yeah, they fucking cremated. Yeah.
Dude, that's terrible.
But I did get out with my service dog, and the cats I am certain got out. One of them I saw. The other two I know were hiding in the woods, probably freaked out, like what the fuck.
Yeah.
But I think my one of my bros that lives close enough that he could drive went out there to see if he could find them and bring them out to his place. So I think that's good. That's taken care of, because I can't. My service dog's enough, yeah. But no, I got out, me and Charity, and then of course, cats fend for themselves. Yeah, and I'm alive, and she's alive, so that's cool. Man, you want to hear? We were talking about some spiritual kind of stuff here before. You want to hear something fucking weird? So I had lived there for a few years, and the whole time I lived there, like years, never did I once have a fear that the place would burn down. Never once did I even if it crossed my mind, it would suck if there was a fire because these trailers go up fast. But I never gave any thought. I never thought it until about, I don't know, I'm guessing time's kind of weird for me, but I'm thinking it was probably about a month ago or something. More recently. I just had this every day it got stronger and stronger, creeping paranoid fear that a fire would start, to the point where I would get in my truck to go to work. I would crank the truck and then I'd go, I don't know, I didn't check it the third time. So, and I would grab a spare key, leave the truck running because fuck it, and grab a spare key, unlock the door, go inside, check every switch that I turned off, all the unnecessary lights, make sure the oven's off, make sure the dehydrator's unplugged, everything, right? Don't want no funny shit to kill everything while I'm at work. And I got a call one day from my landlord, and it wasn't the first. And my heart sank when I saw that number, but then I picked up the phone. He was just telling me, they're doing some work on the water lines and there's a boil notice. And I'm like, thank God. I thought you were going to tell me something fucked up.
Yeah.
But, so I'm glad that if it had to happen, that it did before I had left for work, or Charity would be dead. And that, oh my God.
That would have been absolutely terrible.
So it was really fucking weird. Every day I got more and more paranoid about checking everything to make sure that nothing could start a fire theoretically, other than unforeseen shit, like a ceiling fan falls and the wires touch, and who knows? Fucking who knows? Doesn't trip the breaker. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows, right? So, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I am currently setting up a give send go, because from what I understand, like you said, you lost everything. What are you doing now as far as a place to stay, getting around? Like, what options do you have?
Well, I'm staying with family, about an hour and a half away, and which, you know, tomorrow I got to go back, check the mail, call the power company, and cut off the service officially in case I'm due any deposit. I think I've been with them so many damn years, over so many residences, that I think they already gave me my deposit back a long time ago, though. But,
Yeah.
you know, gotta officially close things. I gotta get, you know, my grill and one propane bottle. One propane bottle exploded because it was in storage.
Oh,
in
wow.
the back house. But the other propane bottle is connected to the grill, which is just fine. So I gotta try to get that, and there's some other things I'm gonna look through and see if there's anything else salvage. I think there was one box of 380 practice ammo that I had on, like, at the very furthest end, that only got smoke and water damage, and there might be a box of salvageable ammo, you know, but mainly I'm getting like the big money thing, like the grill, you know, just the things, my ladder, this shit that was on the outside, anything that didn't get burned up because it was outside.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And and my fucking toolbox and all my tools off of my truck. Luckily, that seems to be unscathed.
Well, that's good. Dang.
Which is weird. I mean, I opened it and it's still open, so that's a good fucking sign. It doesn't look, well, I don't remember actually how it looks, but I opened it up to throw something in and I didn't see anything crazy, so maybe my tools are, well, none of my power tools, those were inside, including batteries and chargers.
Yeah.
And all that lithium didn't help nothing.
I bet. Man, dude, I'm so sorry you got to deal with this, man. That's I couldn't imagine being in a situation like that. And you know, I know you know you've talked about it in the past when you would come on the show, but you mentioned that you have a service dog, and that you know you've already dealt with things regarding like PTSD and things like that. So I'm sure this is probably not.
Yeah, it's just, at this point, I already had complex PTSD for a while, and it's, just adding another match onto that shit, which the shit of it is, that was getting a lot better. My anxiety was down to, like, on a 100 scale, it was down to 5 to 10, which is way better than the, like, 85 to 100, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it, you know, things were looking up. I was finally at a place where even making, you know, I've got fibromyalgia, and so I can't really do women and children don't do electrical work, period. That's the saying in electrical work, is women and children don't do electrical work.
Yeah.
You know, and that includes the disabled too, pretty much. Like, it was to where I can't climb up a ladder 900 times a day anymore. And so, you know, I had to get a job that, long story short, paid less, and I was in all kind of debt and blah, blah, blah. And then I had worked myself up out of debt, and then I was stacking, you know, I mean, there were some areas I wasn't stacking things as well, but when it comes to like I had probably 10 or 20 pounds of my coffee. I had a deep freeze full of meat, including 2 ribeye primals that are probably burnt to a crisp. Now that kind of burns my ass a little. I'm like, man, all that goddamn ribeye.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
But man, and the one thing, maybe this is silly, but the one thing that really chaps my ass is the expensive they are. That I spent years saving for every single part and trying to wait for it to go on sale so I could afford it with what I had saved to put together piece by piece this fucking, like, my ultimate AR, like a Cody rifle,
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it took me years to build that. And it is probably a molten pile. I'm going to look and see if I can find the pile, like see if I can see a melted barrel sticking out somewhere. But
if there's anything that's
that was in probably the worst hit area, But to say I had worked myself up to a point where I was not only out of debt, I was starting to put back a little bit. I had a little bit put back for like an emergency, like one of those emergencies that you need money for. That's the only thing that can fix the emergency. And I didn't. Well, some people would call that 10 times more than what I put back because, like I said, but I'm trying. I was trying, and some people would say 100 times more. But what can I say? I'm poor. I'm making half of what I did. But I was getting to a point where I was actually starting to be able to help other people who were actually less fortunate than I was at that moment. And it felt really good, man. I was like, all right, I need to go see this person and give them this and just check up on them. And then I need to pick another day and go see this person. Mind you, all these people are over an hour and a half away from where I was living.
Wow.
So that takes a little coordination.
Yeah.
But, I was like, oh, this person, I can hook this person up with something they need that, I have, and I realized, I don't know why I bought that. I'm not going to use it. And I know they will, and it'll help them out, help them save some money so they can pull themselves up better. I was to that point, and, now I'm back to just, I was so fucking grateful. One neighbor came and as they're putting the shit out, one neighbor came that I just met like 3 days before. He was kind of new. He came, brought me some hot coffee and some slippers, and then later, mind you, like it was kind of swampy, and there was water from the fire department and everything everywhere, and it was cold as shit. But it took me like hours to register that my feet were cold.
Oh, wow.
But my other neighbor, he started looking for stuff, and he grabbed me a pair of pants and a belt and some socks and a shirt, and so I'd have something a little less smoky.
Yeah.
And it was just, man, like it brought me to tears a couple of times, like the kindness of people I'd only said, hello, my name is, nice to meet you, because both of those neighbors were both like pretty new, like pretty well just moved in recently, and that was beautiful. That was a blessing. Like that kept me from despair in that moment. Oh, and my landlord, and he said, and I'm going to try to paraphrase it the best I can. I wish I knew how he put it because he said it perfect, but I'll be much more inaccurate with my language. But the gist of it that I got was, sometimes when a terrible thing happens and it seems like things are at their worst, that's to make way for a much better future.
Yeah.
And essentially, that was the essence of what he said. He said it a little better than I did, but
I mean, that's true.
That was both the times he said something to that effect and gave an example or two. It was exactly what I needed to hear at exactly the right moment, and I'm grateful. You know, that helped me a lot too, because I knew that, but like hearing it from someone else confirming that, like, really helps in that moment.
Yeah, no, I could only imagine, man. I mean, that's going through a traumatic thing like that, and then also losing almost all of your worldly possessions. Like that's terrible. I mean, I couldn't imagine, and but I do think, and I believe that like when things like that happen, it's you know, it's opening up other opportunities for you, no matter how painful, scary, and traumatizing it is. You know, something positive may come from this, even if it's just like you said, like keeping your eyes open for other blessings and other things that happen. You know, with neighbors and with other people. I mean, things like this could, you know, potentially restore yours and other people's like literal faith in humanity. You know.
Yeah.
You never know what the future is going to bring to you.
Exactly that.
Yeah. But I created a give send go, and I mean, what do you need right now? Like, what if you could just wave a magic wand and get something? Like, what do you need right now?
Oh shit! You know, I really should have wrote that. That's the question I keep getting asked, and I should have written down, because it's like, oh fuck, on the spot. Fuck, I don't know. In the mail in a few days, I've got a new pair of combat boots coming. I've got some good pants coming, and so, you know, and I've been getting, you know, more clothes in, so I think I'll be good on clothes.
Do you need? Do you have like a Walmart where you're at?
Yeah, and I'm gonna stop by after I, you know, get tools and whatnot from the house. Tomorrow I'm gonna stop at Walmart. I'm gonna get some more wife beaters and stuff. I already got some new underwear and, you know, socks and stuff. But I gotta get some you know, new undershirts, and, you know, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Like I say, me and my dad are dad's helping me get around and all that. I'm trying to think. You know, I got to see what insurance is going to say and how that's going to play out or not.
What about, I mean, like
on that truck now is probably, well, I wouldn't even venture to guess, because shit's changed so much in the past 3 years since I even thought about that.
Yeah.
Who knows? It was a 99, you know.
Yeah.
It was paid for. It was paid for.
Dang.
But yeah, and transmission replaced. But
yeah. Well,
yeah. So, you know, I'm gonna be looking around for a vehicle and trying to figure out what to do about that, and see if maybe the company I work for will transfer me closer to here. And I'll probably end up moving back where all my friends and family live much closer, like within a 30-minute radius, roughly, you know, rather than everybody's an hour and a half from me and I'm pretty much alone. You know, it was just kind of a weird situation and circumstance of life that I, you know, meandered that way and then just was like in a rut. Stayed there.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are some silver linings that'll probably come out of this. I'll probably move back home, and, you know, I called the store manager and said, dude, I'm pretty sure I've got a week's vacation. You know, I used my last year's up last year, but I haven't used any this year. Told him what happened, and I said, I will not be in this week. I apologize.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I understand. I will, I'll make sure all that gets handled. And I said, cool. Thank you. I appreciate your understanding, but I'm going to try to talk to them, see if they can transfer me to one of the 2 stores that are in driving distance, down here, and that, if that can work, then that'll help. If not, I'll evaluate other options and develop other plans. Yeah. As they come, on the fly planning is usually the way that works. Yeah. But even though I like knowing shit ahead of time and having a solid plan, when everything does fall to shit, sometimes all you can do is just kind of ride the wave and be on top of it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I did just in case, like if you need groceries and stuff like that. I did just purchase a Walmart gift card, and I'm gonna shoot that over to you. I did also start the Give Send Go, and I'm gonna send you the link just so you can see. You can see it, you can follow it, and all that. And the moment that anything comes in, we'll put your account info in there, just so it all goes to you, and so there's no confusion with people not thinking that I'm taking stuff that should be going to you. Right. Yeah, definitely. Everybody CYA, so nobody can be accused of no fuckery. Yeah, exactly. Definitely. Yeah. But I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you got out in one piece, and there's definitely a reason that your life was spared, and your dog, that I know is your roll dog, is safe too. And we'll do whatever we can to help. I'll shoot over. I sent you over the link of the Give Send Go, and it's under your name, and we can put your personal info in there too. I'll talk to you after the stream. Yeah, and it just says John Rice and stuff too. So it. So okay, because I want everybody to know John Rice is not my real name. It is an internet alias. Yeah. For my protection passively, right? Exactly. But, exactly. Silly people may think your name is actually John out there, Yeah, I'll answer to it. I swear to God, if somebody sees me on the street and says, "Hey, John Rice," I swear to God, I'll turn around. Dude, that's it's funny. A lot of people in my life, in my real everyday life, call me Dark, and it's yeah. So I'm gonna send you this. Like I said, I purchased a Walmart gift card too, and I'll send that to you. It's a digital e-gift card, so you can just take a screenshot of it, take it to Walmart, get some groceries, if you need a toothbrush, toothpaste, mouthwash, if you need nicotine, whatever you need. Funny thing. Well, my mom gave me a toothbrush, and I actually. I ordered this new toothpaste that's fluoride free, and it has nanohydroxyapatite, which is exactly what your tooth enamel is made of. It's supposed to help rebuild and repair things to an extent. Wow. And it should be there by the time I get there in the morning tomorrow. It should be there right now in my mailbox. Wow. So I've got toothbrush and toothpaste covered at least. Well, that's good. But that's good. That Walmart card will definitely help tomorrow. I'll get some tank top or a shirt, white beater, whatever the hell people call them. Yeah. And get undershirts and get some some food. I need to get some butter. If I don't get enough fat in my diet, there are problems. Yeah, I feel you. But yeah. Thank you, God. I just this whole thing is an incredibly humbling experience, And when you think you've become humbled by this or that, or by working through something, and then you have something like this happen to you, you realize what humility really is. You know,
dude, I couldn't imagine, man. That's it is the ultimate fear for, you know, for all of us to totally be out of control and have your, you know, aside from your actual physical life, the rest of your life consumed by flames that takes no prisoners. It doesn't see color. It doesn't see age. It just consumes.
And it doesn't spare the antiques or the expensive guns.
That's exactly right. It's intense, man, and you know we'll do whatever we can to help you kind of get on your feet, and you know, and I know that in this day and age, all of us are really kind of going through our own crazy scenarios, but you know, your story may humble somebody else that thinks that they're going through a tough time, and then they hear about what you got going on. So you know, we'll all work together to do whatever we can to help.
Yeah, and on that note, before I lose what I was thinking, shit. One second.
Spoke too soon. Yeah.
It just, I've had to relive all this so much. It just kind of it takes me a second to.
No, you're good, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, we touched on how, you know, I already had PTSD.
Yeah.
And that has a tendency to push people toward a direction of trusting no one or very few, or being very guarded, even with people you do care about.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I got autism and ADHD too. So it's like, you know, there's other things there too, you know, but, you know, that makes these things hard. But, you know, and it gets real easy to isolate. Go out when you have to go to work or whatever and put on a face and do whatever the other people are doing so you don't stand out, so you can just, you know, get back home in however many hours, and you know, and just fucking isolate, and you know, but you know, and then that kind of compounds the paranoia sometimes, and the distrust of other people, and the, you know, like, you know, just all that, and you know, that's one thing that having to go through this, you know, it just puts the emphasis on the humility and getting my faith in humanity back, and learning to, would selectively be the right word? Yes and no. There's another word that actually fits that I'm trying to say, but trust, at least in whatever. I mean, you know, trust is earned and it's in degrees, but, you know, and this way or that way, you know, I trust this guy with my dog, but not my daughter, or vice versa type thing, you know?
Yeah.
I trust this person because I can throw them 10 feet, you know? You know, I trust them like this. I don't trust them like that yet.
Yeah.
You know, but, you know, so we got, you know, don't take it too far. But within reason, you know, this is, you know, because I was completely at the mercy of everyone around me that day. I was at the mercy of the kindness and generosity of my neighbors. I was at the mercy of the fire department to an extent, you know, and well, at least my home was. Yeah. But I mean, you know, it would have been worse had they not showed up. Yeah. But yeah, you know, it's it really, it's humbling, and it's something that's kind of, it just self-includes a lot of trust building exercises immediately on the spot with everyone.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Yeah, I mean,
and you're hoping for better.
Yeah, and you're out of control, and you're out of your element, and you're at everyone's mercy, and that's
Yep.
super humbling.
That and nature.
Yep.
And you realize just what little power and control you can have at all times in this world,
Yeah.
And it really, it never even crossed my mind that I would die. Nothing's been able to kill me yet, right?
Yeah, not yet.
Still, I'm being facetious, of course, but it really, death wasn't the thing that crossed my mind. I was more worried about I knew the cats would just run and could get out. And I knew that number one, after that, get my dog out. I'd made sure both doors were open, so whatever happens and whatever I remembered in the moment to do or didn't remember in the moment to do, at least I would have a few more options, right?
Yeah.
If it was too smoky, there would be light this way or that way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, that's kind of, I guess that's what my processing was or thinking was. But,
yeah,
my biggest concern was, okay, make sure Cherry's okay. And then I'm going to, at some point, probably break down if I don't have a way to contain her, throw her fucking crate outside so it doesn't melt and burn up. And,
Yeah, that was fast thinking.
That's been helpful. It helped me transport her much more easily. And everything. And I just couldn't remember where my keys were, or I could have gotten my truck out before any harm come to it. But I found my keys after everything burned inside the house.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, you never know that if you did find your keys and you ran up, you could have.
My engine might have blown tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, or like you could have totally burned self all over your hands, arms, body, back. Like, you never know. There's always a reason why that didn't happen. And guys out there,
once the fire extinguisher was out,
mm-hmm.
and then the flames kept growing, it was still contained to like basically the kitchen and starting to come into the living room. By that point, there was noxious smoke fucking everywhere. And I walked through it a couple times and breathed it in a bit, but then I went, oh fuck. And I got on my hands and knees or I crouched down to run, but like, I don't know. I didn't use my hands. I just used I bent at the knees to get low so I could get better air to get through the house to do what I had to, or thought I had to do. Didn't really know I don't know what the fuck, but, my adrenaline was dumping and I was just going on instincts for, whatever that's worth. And, I guess that kept me alive to this point, huh?
Yeah, man.
And, and my ADHD once again was a superpower that saved my life.
Dude.
And, I excel when I'm about to die, I excel.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
but I got a sunburn, so to speak, from the fire. I've been joking about how now that I only eat meat and dairy, like I don't get sunburns anymore. And if I get a slight tinge of red, it'll be absolutely gone in the morning.
Yeah.
And well, my face was red as shit, and somehow I got a scratch on the top of my head that ain't great. I haven't seen it, but I can feel it,
Yeah.
Yeah. Medicine on it.
But the fact that you got out of there.
I singed what little hair I had. Thank God I was more or less balled up top, so you can't really tell.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you got out of there alive, man, that's more than you can ask for. And
Yeah.
Well,
the fact that it didn't just burn up everything while I slept.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Dude, you could have
smoke take me out, put me down.
Yeah.
Like further than sleep, and then the fire do the job. You know.
Dude,
yeah, that could have happened.
That
I don't know why or how I woke up, but my eyes just opened, and I got up, and first thing I grabbed was my vape, my disposable vape next to me. So that was in my hand. And that's when I looked down the hallway because, you know, what do I do when I get up if I've pissed an hour before? Well, I don't need to pee again. So I go to make coffee, look that way, there's fucking smoke, and I'm seeing like a little tiny flame, you know, and I'm like, oh, fuck, you know, and it spread much slower than I've ever seen a trailer burn, but it was still a single wide trailer. So
yeah,
it wasn't exactly like, you know, but when you're in those kind of things, for those that don't know and hopefully never have to know, time is different. Time definitely changes, and milliseconds feel like entire minutes.
Yeah.
And seconds feel like hours, and minutes feel like fucking, I don't know, days.
Yeah, yeah. It totally you know, changes your perspective of time, like, and then so much so that like you're saying, after the event, you can't even really like collect it all and kind of like put it all back together in your mind, and it's crazy, man. But I'm glad that you got through it. I'm glad that you were okay. I mean, that, like Gabber just said, you know, that's the grace of God, man, that you were saved, and we'll help in any way that we can. And I'll shoot you over the screenshot of the Walmart gift card that I bought. And if you need anything, we'll talk more afterwards too. But if you need anything, man, just hit me up and we'll chat. We'll do what we can to help.
I appreciate that, man. I thank everybody. Yeah, somebody, whoever, anybody, shoot me a Discord link so I can, because I still am locked out of my old Discord account, so I just made a new one and said fuck it.
Okay.
But random shit that's going through my mind, right? But yeah, I'm gonna be writing a list as things come to me, and so I don't then immediately forget them, because I've been incredibly scatterbrained since getting out of that house.
I bet, man. I bet you've just been through a lot, man.
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been a wild ride, and I don't want to get back on that one again if I don't have
to. Yep. Absolutely, man. All right. Well, thank you for coming on and discussing it, and we'll definitely keep in touch, and you know, we'll all come together and do what we can to help. All right.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt, brother. Take it easy. We'll talk soon.
All right. Y'all take care, man.
You too, man. Take it easy. Bye. Dang. That's crazy, man. That's you know, to go through something like that and just wake up and have your whole house, here, let me fix this here. To have your whole house you know, on fire like that, that's crazy. I couldn't imagine. And to Vinho, I appreciate you, man. Oh, Rich, I'm signing off, man. I gotta clock out for the night. I can call you after the stream, but I gotta crash. I've been staying up way too late after the stream last night. I was doing packages for DLD hardware until 6:30 in the morning. I finished at like 6 a.m. and then I said, screw it, I may as well take them to the post office. So at 6 a.m. I drove out to the post office, dropped everything off at the post office, and then drove back and didn't get back home till 6:30 a.m., which is when I went to bed. And tomorrow I actually have an appointment I got to get to, so I have to be asleep at like a reasonable time. So everybody, let's do what we can to support. Absolutely, John Rice, man. You know what? I couldn't imagine going through that, and I could imagine having to replace everything that I have. And I want to help everyone. I want to help John Rice. I want to help Craig Licker. I want to help. There's another fundraising for Paul Harrell that I want to be involved with. And, I realize I can't help everybody, but I want to try to find ways to contribute to who I can, when I can. And if there's a way that I can make a positive impact anywhere, then I'm going to do it. And this is one of those situations where we can. So, John Rice, I appreciate you calling in and being willing to discuss about what happened. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all you guys. And I know we all have our own situations of what's going on. We are all in different financial situations. So please don't feel like obligated to give, but realize that in the text there, what I said is contribute if you can, right? If you can, you come to your own decision in terms on that. And if you're unable to give, that's okay. You can share it. Sharing it to other people, like say, I know this guy, he's from this online community that I'm a part of. His house burned down. You never know. If 1,000 people were to give $1, like, that's a huge impact that we can make. So that helps a lot. So sharing it, but then also 3, just prayers, giving prayers to John Rice and his family, because now his family are taking him in, and it's not easy, like through all this, right? And still, like, also for Craig Licker and for other people that need help too. I had a guy hit me up and said he got caught with a bunch of auto sears, and I can't help everyone, but when we can, we want to come together for people, especially if they were in a situation that is completely outside of their control and they are a victim to something. We want to come in and jump in and help in any way that we can. So I appreciate you guys always being there for the community, for the channel, for me, for our people, for it means a lot. The fact that we got to sit down and read a chapter of the Bible tonight, that's crazy. Like, we've never been able to do that. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Sabr coming on. I'm grateful for him coming on and being willing to talk. I'm grateful for John Rice coming on and talking about his situation. I'm grateful that you guys got to come in and hang out while we did it. So thank you. And for Tavinho that contributed, thank you. And John Rice, I'll be getting that Walmart gift card out to you shortly, as soon as it gets emailed back to me. It's just a screenshot of a QR code and a barcode that you can use at any Walmart. Whew. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Again, like I always remind all you guys, let's support the people that support us, right? I always mention that in the link in the description, there are ways you can support people. But I would encourage you, if there is anybody out there, if you are looking at making a purchase, consider maybe pausing on the purchase and helping people that are in need, like right now, John Rice is. But yeah, I got my link tree and all that stuff in the description if you do want to support the channel. But just know that there are several other better causes at this point that you can provide to. Now, also, excuse me. Also remember that as a man, as a leader in your community, as a leader in your family, there's only a few ways to hold yourself to a different standard, right? Now, usually that is your own rules, your own standards and expectations that you project onto yourself, and that you, as a leader, project onto others to hold them to a higher level and hold them up to understand that, to make them understand that they too should have higher standards and things like that. Now, the rules that I like to share with you guys are the rules that I carry with me, but I would encourage you guys, come up with your own rules, right? Come up with your own, and you know what? MGB told me to start with the rules, and I did not start with the rules tonight. I will on the next stream, I will. But my rules are: rule number 1, be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief little interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number 2 is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed, right? I could not tell you how many times that I was on my last and I still contributed to somebody else, and it came back tenfold. And that has happened more times than I can ever. That is the most true statement I could ever give. When you bless others, you become blessed, because a hand that's open to give is open to receive. That's the way the world works. Rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that we're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I'll be back on Thursday. I'm going to be having Walt from Safety Harbor Firearms come on the show for the first time, actually. He's been a friend of the channel for the longest time, but he hasn't actually come on. So now he's coming on the channel this Thursday at 10 p.m. So I'll see you guys Thursday, 10 p.m. I appreciate all of you guys. And right now, we're living in tumultuous times. Find God, okay? See, the only way that I could put this is like this, okay? I keep hearing people say, seek God, right? We can't seek God. God has sought you. God has sought after you, and God has known you, and Jesus died on the cross for you. The you that you are right now, sitting in the chair, laying in the bed, sitting on the toilet, whatever you're doing right now, Jesus knew you, God knew you, and he sought you out. So we can't seek out God. We can only respond to God. Okay? Think about that. I love y'all. Take it easy. Peace. Oops. Hold on. Did that not have audio in the beginning? Hold on. Let me try this again.
Devil in a red dress.